telephone communicator. So you see, these things are important. And I'm urging you to do that. Well, if I could get a copy of that, I would definitely put that for sale in my Secrets of Success thing. But take a look at those. It's at mojoacademy.org, and it's about secrets of success. And they're not really secrets, but you think they are because of how few people use them. So anyway, look, I've been talking long enough, which is usually a sign that I thought I was going to miss the show because I've been rather sick for the last week or so, and I missed a few shows, and I get full of ideas and things. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about that I left out, such as these buttons. These are the buttons. I wear one here about the show. See, it's about Reverend Elliot's Magical Window. And if you want some of those, I'll send them to you, no charge. I won't even charge you postage. Just get over to mojoacademy.org or magic-works.com and go to the Contact Elliot page, and I'll send you a few. No charge at all. See, I told you, there's people all over New York just with things dripping off of them that they want to give to you, so there you go. So now let's ring a bell 3 times so that we can declare sacred space. And I think that my extended gibbering tonight was worth it because I was talking about something very interesting. At least I hope you found it that way. So here we go. And now we will pull back the curtain on the magical window for Loretta in Ohio. Hi, Loretta. You're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you tonight?
I'm good, thank you.
Well, let's see if we can make that better. But I certainly want to thank you for having stuck around while I just shot my mouth off for 24 minutes. So I appreciate it.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
Oh, thank you so much.
I enjoyed it.
Well, what can I look at for you tonight?
I am looking to see what is going on with my daughter and my granddaughter and my 2 grandsons.
Okay. So you just want to take a look at family matters in that sense and see what the overall vibe is? Oh, boy. Are you people having a lot of strife?
Are you asking or are you telling me?
I'm asking because I've got the Ace of Swords, and swords can mean obviously strife, you know what I mean? But it also refers to mental activity because a lot of these things, the strife is usually people making things up in their heads, and going for it. Okay, so that's the background of what's going on here. The Empress is here. That's you. You're a person who makes things grow and happen. Am I right?
I believe so.
Okay. Well, that only a person who really is good at making things grow and happen would answer that way because, you're not taking it for granted. You're just, you're not, you're damn right. I make things, no, I'm the guy who makes things happen, that kind of thing. We never believe that person, do we? But
right.
So you've confirmed it. Let's put it that way. So you may be able to bring some sense out of all of this. This is costing you emotionally and maybe even financially for all, but you don't have to go into all the details. But this is the Hanged Man. And that is a card about a person who is sacrificing for the greater good. Now, the thing about this card is when you turn it upside down, the character is dancing. So there's goodness there. But you are in a position of sacrificing now. Now, that's followed up by the 7 of Rods, which is a person who can sweep away obstacles. You have great ability to cut through the garbage. And there's the 9 of Swords, which is this is bringing you sadness. It's just very sorrowful. The situation is going to change, and that's the Wheel of Fortune. And I'll tell you how it's going to change. The Magician is a great card. It's a person who has spiritual power and can bring power from above and use it down here in the earthly realm, followed by the Justice card. There's been an injustice at the root of a lot of this. and you're going to see that justice happens. And the world is here. That's a card of assured success. So you may not want to do all the work that needs to be done, but if you do choose to do it, you can heal these people. You can help bring them out and bring them around. But you're dealing with a really nasty situation, rife with sadness, filled with injustices, and strife and struggle. But you're good at cutting through the garbage. That's going to be your strength if you choose to deal with it. There's nothing here that says you have to, okay? But obviously you want to, or you wouldn't be calling and asking me, correct?
Yep, you are
So
correct. I kind of I'm in between a rock and a hard place.
yeah, well, here's another card. Again, that shows me more about you again. It's the strength card. The strength card is a person who has what it takes to do the job. The Three of Cups means that you may be bringing these people together. You may be able to do that. The King of Swords is here. Now, we started out with the Ace of Swords. The King of Swords means you're going to have to be harsh. You're going to have to be firm. You're going to have to, you may even be perceived as the bad guy in all of this, but you know, and I will know that you're not, because sometimes you gotta knock heads together in a metaphorical way, because I have seen so much fighting and so much strife among people who just want that. It's as if life is too easy, so they make troubles. And I think that's a lot of what you're dealing with. Here's the Knight of Swords again. You see, this is rife with swords, which is about conflict and war. But here's a good one. This is a person who's been through conflict and war, and is prepared for the job. So it's your job if you want it. Okay, there's nothing here that says you have to do this. But personally, I have a very low threshold for family drama. I decided so many years ago that being related to me doesn't give you the right to treat me like garbage. And I went on a firing spree. I sent termination notices to a bunch of people I'm related to, and that was that. And I haven't allowed them back into my sphere again. Now, that might not be the best way to handle it for you, but it worked for me, if you know what I mean. So I'm not advising you to fire everybody, but at some point you don't want to unite them in their hatred of you, right? So,
Right.
and I've found that the person who comes in to help generally gets beaten into the ground, but you may not,
Right.
but you look, here's judgment. This is about people getting reborn and changing and getting what they deserve. So who knows? You may be a very positive influence on this whole group of people, but protect yourself is going to be my conclusion to you, because as much as you want to help other people, you can't help other people until you take care of yourself. So don't put yourself at grave risk. Just be easy on yourself too. Be kind to yourself, because there's a whole group of people around who are willing to hurt you. Am I right? They don't care, do
Yeah,
they?
you're right.
Yeah.
No,
So
no,
this,
they don't care at all. But my concern is my granddaughter
yeah,
being abused.
the children. Yes, exactly. The small child. And here is a card, the Page of Cups, which has a small child. You see, these cards are really with you. The Page of Cups is the beginning of emotional happiness and healing and growth. So you may be able to deal with that child and not all the other people. It's just possible, because there's healing and health and growth there. And there's the Knight of Swords again, as if to emphasize, as if the knight doing battle with a raised sword, So There's potential for success here. There really is. But don't
Well,
let it.
my hopes were that my daughter would come to her senses and try to, us build our relationship again. But she's wanting to fight me
Yeah.
on everything, and so therefore, like I said, I'm worried about you, my granddaughter.
Yes, and here, look, this is the three of swords, which is a heart pierced by three swords, and the heart is crying. So this is not a frivolous situation. This is a very deep and painful situation. And the question is, how much are you willing to take in terms of pain to help work it out? And how willing are they to listen? I mean, maybe you all need to sit down with a therapist, a family therapist or something, because I'm certainly not a counselor in that regard. I can't even legally call myself a counselor. But you see, now boy, I was hoping so much that this card would show up. This is the sun. That's healing and health and growth and happiness. And again, there's a little child here. And that's backed up by the Ace of Cups, which is the onset of happiness and emotional well-being. So I'm getting signals here that it's doable, that it's possible, but that's going to be done by dint of your own personality and who you are. This is not something you're going to
Well,
read in a book. You know,
I've
so
been I've been fighting for it for 3.5 years.
yeah. Well,
Trying
that's
to make it happen for 3.5 years. So
well. At some point, you're going to have to decide how much longer you want to do this, and maybe just see if the granddaughter at some point just grows out of it and decides to say hello to you. Let's face it. And I know that they've been poisoning her mind, right, against you.
yes.
Yeah, I mean that goes without saying almost, but these, this is like the Two of Swords. That's another the sword. You're getting so many sword cards because that's the nature of this situation. That's things reaching a standstill, and when that happens, you might be able to break through. But I'm still seeing the success card here of the world. So it all depends upon how strong you are and how strong you want to be and how strong you need to be and what you wish to do. Because there's a good chance that you can work this through, but be very alert to the signs that show that they're not listening. Okay?
Oh, I'm aware. I am
Yeah.
very aware of that.
Because I don't want you to be here's the King of Swords again. See, every time I cut the cards, I go back to the main sword cards here. Here's the Seven of Swords. Now, that had to show up because that's about somebody sneaking around and causing trouble. Sound familiar, right?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. I was one of my questions too. Is it if there's any involvement in drugs or any kind of illegal activity?
well, let's see. I don't know that I can specifically see that, but I do see there's that one person who's causing trouble. There's that one person there's always somebody around us who thrives on trouble. I mean, I was at a meeting one time of an organization where there was big trouble in the organization, and it was coming from two people. And we were able to figure out immediately at a meeting who the two people were when somebody pointed out, it's you and it's you. And they were horrified. They wanted, how did you know? I said, because of all the people here dealing with this and discussing it, you two are the only ones who are smiling. See, they will reveal themselves. This kind of person these people will reveal themselves. Let's see if I can get any indication of drug activities and illegal activities. Well, naturally, I got another sword card here, the Page of Swords. the Knight of Swords. I'm not getting anything that indicates that. It's got the Nine of Swords. It's the Ten of Swords. Well, that's good. The Ten of Swords indicates that this may be over soon. The King of Swords. I mean, oh man, it's like this whole deck is made of swords tonight. But I'm not. I am seeing that there is a person who's responsible for instigating trouble, but I can't see the nature of it. Okay, I'll see what I can do after the show, and maybe if I find something there, if you send me an email, I will, or contact me through my website, magic-works.com, magic-works.com. I'll be happy to fill you in on anything I see. But at the moment, I'm just seeing that there is one specific person who is causing a lot of trouble. And generally, that person is doing it for the sake of causing trouble. Here's the card again that let me see that the child is involved and it may work out well. And the Nine of Coins is here. I want you to consider the Nine of Coins. Go online and look at the Nine of Coins from various decks and see what you think of it. Because it means a person who will be fine away from people. You may need a peopleectomy for a while, don't you think? Because
Yeah.
3.5 years is a long time for this, but I admire your stick-to-itiveness, and I also see that you have the power to deal with this. The question, as I said, is do you want to? And that's only you can answer that. So please, by all means, stay in touch with me, and we can take a look as things develop. I'll be happy to. Now this is not a sales pitch because I'm not going to charge you if you want to see some more cards and you want to contact me. I'm not considering that a deal. I'll be a resource for you. How's that?
Well, that sounds great. And what did you say how to contact you?
Go to mojoacademy.org or magic-works.org, magic-works.org. Each has a contact page, or you can, at askoneradio.com, you can look me up there and you'll see how to contact me. You just look up Reverend Elliott's Magical Window and contact. It's very easy to get to me, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to light a white candle to send positive energy your way, and let's see where it goes. Okay.
I appreciate you.
Well, you're a very strong spiritual person, and if you can't handle this, nobody can. That's the way I look at it. So thanks for trusting me and contacting me with this, because I want to help you see through it. Okay.
Well, I do appreciate that. That's for sure.
So thanks for calling.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
And if it's possible at all, have a nice Thanksgiving. How's that?
Thank you. You as well.
Thanks. Bye-bye now. And let's shuffle them up. You're listening to Reverend Elliott's Magical Window. And, boy, we're really dealing with aspects of peoplehood today. That's for sure. And I love that. It's all so strange because I've seen so many people in my life who just like to hurt people. They enjoy it. And I don't mean consensually. I'm not talking about the masochist and the sadist, It's an old joke, but, the masochist goes up to the sadist and says, "Beat me." And he looks at the masochist and says, "No." Now, that's vicious, Anyway, Kayla in Pittsburgh is next. Hi, Kayla. You're on with Reverend Elliott.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you tonight?
I'm good.
Great. What can I look at for you?
I was wondering what areas of my life need healing?
Oh, okay. Well, I just got like the happiest card in the tarot deck, which is the Ten of Cups. So it looks like you're okay, you know. The Four of Cups is here. That is a card of a person who is trying to figure out things to do and doesn't notice that there's another three cups is what they're considering. There's a hand coming out of a cloud, and that is holding a cup, and that is offering something new that may be very good for you in terms of emotions and growth and healing. The Hierophant is here. That's a card of religious authority, although I'm hesitant to draw that out any further. There's just, to me, that says you may want to work on some spiritual stuff, but that's between you and your beliefs. There's certainly nothing that I can tell you to do. But I'm seeing that you're in a very good position now emotionally, and this just may be the time for you to get a little more spiritual in life. If does that feel like the way it is for you, or do you have a firm spiritual grounding?
About right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's about all I see here. Everything else is fine. I've got the Judgment card, which is, that's a decent, happy thing. I've got the Fool, which is, again, if there was anything negative in the reading, having that card appear would get rid of it. So it's a very positive reading. If there's something, essentially, then what it's saying is if you want something to concentrate on, concentrate a bit more on the spiritual side of life. How's that?
Okay.
Okay, should be, judging by what I see about who you are from these cards, that's going to be easy to do. Okay, so give it a shot. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
My pleasure. Bye bye now. And let's see, we're rounding near the end here. Elizabeth in Milton, Vermont is next. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you tonight? Yeah, I'm here.
I'm fine.
I see the
I'm
name
fine,
Milton,
thank you.
Vermont, and I think of the old TV movie with Martin Landau as a war veteran who's looking for his hometown called Charles, Vermont, and he can't find it anywhere.
Yes.
You know the movie, right?
Yes.
So yeah, that may have been what inspired them, right? A name like Milton, Vermont. So what can I look at for you?
I don't know. I have a dog that's very ill, and I have a husband with Alzheimer's, and I'm just feeling not sure what to do with myself these days because I feel like I'm going to be losing both of them. And
Well, yeah.
I'm not well myself, but
These
I'm not as
things
bad as
pile
they
up,
are.
don't they? When they come, the old joke that they all come in threes, right? Well, let me tell you, there's a few
Yeah.
things here.
Well, I have my grandson lives with us, and so does my ex-son-in-law.
Oh, okay. There you go. That's,
So
find your happiness where you can, right?
that's right.
Let me just tell you what you got here, because you're entering a period of upheaval in life, but
What in life?
upheaval, things changing.
Okay.
Things are coming
Okay,
to
yeah.
an end, but you see, the Temperance card is here. Now that means balance restored. So you'll get through this, and everything will be balanced again. The Ten of Swords is here. That's a card that says life got pretty bad, but life did its worst, and you're still here, and you're going to succeed. And the Ace of Cups is here, which is a card about new levels of happiness and emotion coming. So I'm not big on change in life. I really am not. I just am not. I mean, I just got a new printer after like 12 years and a new computer after about 15 years. And everything has to be updated now, and it's driving me nuts. So now, I'm not comparing my technological goofiness with the tragedies in your life that are on the horizon, but I don't do well with change, but we need it sometimes. And
Right.
what I've been
feel
seeing is
I've been
you're going to come through this fine. It's not that it won't hurt, but you'll deal with it
right.
and you'll be fine.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I don't see problems here. Let's see if I can find anything else, anything deeper. No, it's all good. It's all fine here.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that very much.
There just comes a time when life decides to start smacking us around, and
Right.
we deal with it, and it's not fun to deal with it. It's not pleasant, and I'd rather not. And unfortunately, I've reached the stage in my life where I can't consume alcohol anymore, so I have to deal with it.
I wish I would. I wish I didn't have to consume food.
Yeah. Oh gosh,
That's
I know.
my personal battle.
I know that feeling. Tell me, when I was 50, I took off well over 110, 20 pounds. And that was a long time ago, but that was, these things creep up on us, don't they? So let me see if I can leave you with something.
80 pounds.
Excellent. Beautiful. Well, let me
Yep.
tell you here. This is good. This is a good message here. This is the card, the Eight of Cups, that tells me that's a person who's moving away from things that are not working for her and going towards things that are working. Now, you already did some of that, as you mentioned. And the next is the Four of Rods, which is about a happy home, and the Six of Rods, which is assured success, and the Eight of Rods, which means that the success and happiness is coming very soon. So you're at the always darkest before the dawn part, which means you're living a cliche, but it's going to be all right. Okay.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much.
I'm going to light a candle for you also to send positive energy your way, because these are very, very, very difficult things to get through, and I don't like them myself. This is why we're all
Right.
born crying. We were so happy and snug and comfortable, and then pow, we're in this room and it's cold, and we start crying.
Yep.
So,
I
and
agree with it.
and it never ends. It's always about change.
Right.
So, but I don't like it, but I deal with it. So thanks a lot for calling,
Right.
and I wish you all the best.
And thank you so much. I appreciate your help.
Thank
Bye
you for
now.
your kind words. Bye now. And that's it. We've come to the end of another edition of Reverend Elliot's Magical Window. We got a couple of minutes left, so I'll remind you that you can see what I do at magic-works.com, magick-works.com. Check out there at mojoacademy.org. That's my more of books and videos and audios. And over there you can see the secrets to success that I have spoken about. And it is there's some really heavy duty advice there about personal growth. Unfortunately, that's how complicated life is, but I've also got there's a disc there called Psycholaxation, which was believe it or not, was the first guided meditation towards easing anxiety at a time, and it came out at a time when people started taking Milltown. I mean, people back then were concerned about tranquilizers. They probably had no concept of how many people are going to be living on mind-altering drugs now because of anxiety and things like that. So, we're not meant to do that. We're not meant to be stressed out, but there's times when there's nothing we can do about it. So maybe check out that recording of Psycholaxation, and there's plenty of guided meditations out there that are really worth the serenity that you get out of them. There's a lot of garbage out there too, but I'm hoping I can help guide you through that. So anyway, we've got to run now, and I'll be back again next week with another edition of Reverend Elliot's Magical Window. Until then, remember, time flies. It's up to you to be the navigator. Bye-bye. I'll see you next week.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for an offering of light with Robin Cheney. Robin Cheney. Live from RobinCheney.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is an offering of light on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck.tv. It is Thursday night. It's time for me, 8 p.m. We have 15 minutes to get some healing done, and I'm really excited to be here. So welcome to the new folks that are coming in tonight, and welcome back to the folks who are returning. I hope you are enjoying your experience here with me. I am a healer, and I work with light from God, and I help bring that to you so that you can continue on your healing journey. Sometimes a healing journey doesn't look like what you think it will, but it's still healing nonetheless. So let's go ahead and get started. I am Robin, as you know, and if you like what I do tonight, please go to my website at robincheney.com and see what other offerings I have. I'm sure there is something you can find there that will suit your needs, including coming back here for free sessions on Thursday nights, every Thursday. That means Christmas this year and New Year's Eve, so that'll be exciting. Okay, so let's everyone just get comfortable, whatever that looks like for you. Except if you're like driving or operating heavy machinery, please don't be too comfortable. Please handle what is ahead of you, okay? All right. All right, so just on the count of 3, let's take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, deep breath in. And release. And let's do that one more time on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, deep breath in. And release. Oh, I just felt somebody's energy come in, and I think it's somebody I know. So, ooh, Janice, if you're here, hello. I just felt you slide in. I don't know if anybody knew it, but last week I had to do a replay because I had the flu and I was on my face. And that was no fun, but I am back, fortunately. And you know what? The person I caught the flu from is still sick. Isn't that crazy? She's been sick for 2 or 3 weeks. And me, 5 days. All right. That just speaks to the medical medium lifestyle I lead, which is how I am actually still alive, right? Because I was too sick and almost died a couple times. So thank the medical medium for all that wonderful knowledge on how to keep my body healthy. All right. So I'm just going to start running light for everybody. Wow. Okay. We have some people here. We have some people here who, oh goodness. Oh, honey. Okay. This feels female. I think I know who this is, but I've never met this person. I've just heard of her, but I have felt her energy one other time. So welcome. If this is for you, if this is you, I believe you're here. Yeah, I feel that. Okay. I feel her really strongly. So we're going to see how this light, how she responds to this light, and hopefully it is positive. Sometimes, however, you get a lot of die-off or you get a lot of detox symptoms afterwards. And it can, if you have a compromised central nervous system and you come to some of my more intense healings, you can have 2 or 3 days where you have die-off, you have detox, right? So we want to make sure you are well-nourished coming into these sessions and well-nourished as you leave these sessions and over the next few days. All right, since we don't do very intense work here, I mean, we can, but we haven't really, I think we've done intense work once or twice. then nobody here should really have much die-off or detox symptoms after this session, especially because we only have such a short time. Okay. So I really feel like somebody is carrying some unwanted entities. So what I'm going to do, can I just get this out? All right. They're telling me, my guides are telling me to bring in what I call the big light. So that means I'm going to stand up. I'm going to tilt this camera up and move my chair out of the way. Oh, wait, let me put this up a little more so I don't lose my head. Okay. So sorry, Dave, that this is bothering you. I've been guided to stand up. So we're going to do what's called the big light. So how this goes is I'm going to count to 3. Everyone's going to take a deep breath in. You're going to hold it. I'm going to call in light. And then I'm going to say release or exhale, and then you can go ahead and exhale, okay? If you cannot hold your breath that long, that's okay. Exhale. It's okay. Just breathe, all right? Just breathe. Now, for those who have been here before, and I've explained that you can stop the light, this is the big light I was talking about that you cannot stop. So if you don't want it, make your intentions known now so you won't receive it, okay? But if you do want it, here it comes, all right? If you are sensitive, you shall feel this, okay? And this is going to reach everybody that's here and everybody that's going to be on the replay. But in particular, we're going to get this entity away from this woman. All right, here we go. Count of 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And light, 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 light. And release. So breathe normally. All right, I think we have a long way to go. Probably do like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 of those big lights coming in. Okay, I'm just waiting on guidance on when to go again. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And light, 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 light. And release. Ooh, that's feeling good. All right, everybody. If you're sensitive or if you're not, you may feel shifts in this. If you are not sensitive, you should notice shifts in the next 2 to 3 days, okay? If you look back now versus in 3 days, you'll be like, oh yeah, I get it. Okay, I got it. Okay, if you are sensitive, you should be feeling this, okay? All right. And for this woman, we are definitely loosening the grip of that entity. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And light, light, light. And release. Ouch. That hurt me. All right. All right. Feeling better. Feeling better. Feels like everybody's getting the light coming through them, which is amazing. We still have a couple people that it hasn't gone through. So here we go again. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And light, 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 light. And release. Oh, we're getting there. We are getting there. Okay. All right, this is just going to be for that woman with the entity. All right, so everyone else, the light's going to continue to work. I'm going straight after this guy on this one. All right, we're going to zap him out. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And light, light, light. And release. Like, yes. Like, yes. Got it. Woohoo. See, when we only have 15 minutes, we can do it so fast. Isn't that great? Because we have this big light. Big light is very powerful. All right. So now I'm going to do one more big light for everybody. And the woman that we just removed this entity from is just going to start building you up, right? It's going to start healing where that guy was holding on so tight. I will tell you, he was on the outside. So awesome. He was just he was attached, but he had a death grip. Okay. He had a death grip around that right ankle. All right. He would also play with that left foot. So death grip on that right ankle. All right. Here we go. And we have some liver healing going on this time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Deep breath in. And light. Oh, we got it. All right. And release. So go ahead and breathe. Oh. Did we get? Got it. All right. Sorry. Staff meeting. Talking to my guides. Okay. All right. They're telling me I can sit down. So I think we have about 3 minutes left. Look how fast the light works. My goodness. Let me tilt my camera down. Hello again. That light can be so wonderful and quick, right? I want to go in with that woman because I'm so drawn to her. Yeah, I know who this is. I was actually speaking about her earlier, and while somebody was talking to me about her, I was just getting a lot of images and a lot of information about her. So, but while everybody else is here, let's do some liver healing, shall we? Our liver is so overburdened, right? It does all that filtering for us. All those heavy metals, all those pesticides, all the herbicides, everything with the fragrance. My goodness, it works overtime to filter our blood. Oh, and the blood feels so thick. Okay, so now I'm going to go in. I think I have like 2 minutes left. I'm going to go into people's blood. We're going to put some light into their blood. Wow, yeah, we have several people with thick blood here. Yeesh. I want to put some hydration in there. I want to put some oxygen in there. I want to clean it out. All right, so we're going to go in the entire circulatory system. There we go. Now I have 2 minutes. Thank you, Dave. I was trying to keep my eyes open, waiting on the timer. Okay, 2 minutes. Now I'm in everybody's blood. That is allowing me to be there. I'm going to give it a swoosh, okay? If you are sensitive, this will feel really cool. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'm swooshing. Swooshing again. There we go. And we're going to do one more time. Swoosh. All the way down in the feet. Now I'm going to put a lot of light in people's blood. Even some people, I'm actually going into their marrow and helping build those white blood cells. But the white blood cells that we have in our blood, those red blood cells as well, we are fortifying them, reinvigorating them so that they can fight, especially the flu season, right? It's flu season. 60 seconds. If I get cut off, just know that I'm just going to keep running light, keep healing people in their blood, helping that liver being able to properly filter the blood so it doesn't hit the heart, doesn't hit the brain, okay? Ooh. I'm putting little capsules of light into everybody's blood. That's allowing this work. 30 seconds, everybody. All right. Well, for those newcomers, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this evening, and I hope you stay tuned for whoever comes behind me. There's, I think, 3 hours of wonderful psychic and mediumship coming up next. And thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next week. Have a good night.
Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Nikki the Psychic. Nikki the Psychic. Live from Nikki-the-psychic.square.site. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Nikki the Psychic on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in again this evening. I was going to take a caller, and then I changed my mind, and I want to stick to more of a little bit of a collective reading today, just because we are going into the holidays, and that has the tendency to be a lot. It can be triggering in a lot of different ways. But we're going to touch base on the emotions around those triggers. And sometimes it's a trigger based like around putting yourselves around the people who hurt you when you were little and wounded that inner child part of yourself. And then there's the triggers around grieving people who are no longer here. And like I asked my deck and I split it, and we have the 3 of Swords and we have the 9 of Wands. So there is a lot of grieving around the separation, whether it's your family lives far away from you or somebody has actually like physically passed over. There's a lot of grieving and there's a lot of emotion around this for you. However, if you know why you are feeling like this, like you can identify, okay, the holidays really get at me and get under my skin and cause me to act out of character because I lost so-and-so or I live away from my family. If we're self-aware enough to understand why the holidays make us feel a certain type of way, then we're self-aware enough to overcome that obstacle so that we can be happy. Because a lot of our problems are us blocking out our own abilities to heal by projecting, and our own abilities to heal just by not wanting to do that work. And everything, you can have that happiness back around you around the holidays just because you live away from your family or just because somebody's on the other side. Yes, we can be grieving and we can be sad. Those are human emotions, but we can't live there. Instead, take those scenarios and flip-flop them into something positive. Like we're missing, like in my case, I miss my grandma. We lost her during COVID. She was my mom. It left a hole. And the holidays have always been something that now upset me, and they make me sad, and I cry and I seclude myself. So when I recognized that that was why it was happening, and I sat in that energy, and I'm like, okay, what can I do to feel better or to feel this in an easier way? Because grieving never goes away. It just comes in waves. So what I do now is I honor my grandmother through the holidays. I honor her every day in everything that I do, all the way down to drinking my coffee in the morning, because if it wasn't for her being my Italian grandma, I wouldn't have started drinking coffee at the age of 7. But what I do is I make food that she would like, or I wear an outfit that she bought me, or I wear a piece of jewelry that is from her when she passed away. Like I put myself in a different mindset. Like, yeah, she's not here, but how can I make her here in spirit? Even though I know from what I do that she's always there in spirit and she gives me signs and I carry those with me. But what can I do to make it easier for me in my human sense of emotions. So I honor her through that, and I make sure I talk about her and I tell stories and I talk about her like she's still there. Be like, oh, Nana Rose would have loved this, or she would have thought that outfit was so cute. Like, I keep her alive in conversation. I keep her alive in food. I keep her alive in everything that I do on a daily basis. And then, like, if your family lives out of state, and sometimes because plane tickets, driving, stuff like that is expensive. And then other people, like, they have their own lives too, and they have their own roots where they live that you might not be able to get with your family on the holidays. However, we can adapt. If we're self-aware enough to know that this is why we feel the way we do, then we're self-aware enough to come into a solution. So if you miss your family, you can still have Christmas dinner with your family. All you have to do is just how I'm doing right here with the laptop. Make it a Zoom dinner. Put them at the other end of the table. Bring them into your life, even in some way, even though you can't physically be with them. Like, we can do those things, and we can decorate the houses. Like, for example, say you live out of state from your parents, you can start decorating your house the way your parents did, or through the holidays, just so it feels more like home. Like, there's plenty of things that we can do to help ourselves heal through these moments, especially if we can't change the circumstances around us to bring those people back, or maybe it's just a rough year and you can't get to that other state to visit those people. Or you have half your families here, half of them scattered all over the place. Like, it doesn't take much to put together a Zoom meeting or a FaceTime call, or to have those, what are they? The Bluetooth photo frames where everybody can send each other pictures all the time, like a surprise. Like, there are plenty of opportunities out there to get through the holidays and to keep your happiness without letting your own brain rob you of it. We can also create our own holiday traditions. I can't talk. And that's because the cosmos are doing something. My best friend's an astrologer. Her name's Earth Angel Veda. Go follow her on Facebook. Check her out. She said something with the moon and then these crazy words of Vedic astrology. I don't know what she said, but all I know is that that's why I can't talk right. But back to what I was saying is, we can make our own traditions. I wanted to say rituals because I use rituals at home because I practice the craft, but we can create our own rituals and our own traditions with our families to get us through there. And then when we do come together as a family with those people who are out of state, we can share those. We can share those traditions and those rituals. And hey, I put this together because you weren't here and it made me think of you. Like, there's so many different ways we can incorporate positivity and like positive change and healing into the holidays, because yeah, it's beautiful. But on the outside, yeah, all the pretty decorations and everything, the food, Santa, the kids, everybody's happy, presents. Yeah, that stuff's all superficial. That stuff's all beautiful and all. But inside during the holidays, a lot of people are really struggling, and it's really hard, especially if your family doesn't live around you or you lost somebody that you love dearly. Sometimes there's people that are going through separations where this is their first holiday as a single parent. Like, and that's hard too, because you might feel this, you're not broken. You're not broken. There are new ways. With the endings, there's always a new beginning. There's always that phoenix moment to come up out of the ashes when a chapter closes, when something ends, to make something beautiful out of that. And that's where you come in, and that self-awareness, and you making that effort for yourself to let yourself be happy again. And sometimes it's a lot easier said than done. See, we got the sun on the bottom of the deck. Like, we just have to be happy. And that's easier said than done for a lot of people, because some people, like during this time of the year, like a lot of people feel like they're out in the cold. A lot of people just feel left out, or they're looking like they should be farther along in life and they should have more and they should be able to do this. But everybody's timeline's different. Everybody's fate string is different. You don't have to be successful in your 20s and then you can blow up in your 40s, or vice versa. Like, everything's different for everybody. And I'm coming up on 2 minutes right now. So I just wanted to make sure that, like, it's okay to be sad, that you know that, like, it's okay to be sad through the holidays and everything, but we don't live in that energy. We don't let it make us spiral. We find reasons to become a brighter version of ourselves and to create our own happiness and to create our own luck. We're coming down on 60 seconds now, and I just wanted to mention, if you wanted to book a private reading with me, you can do so by checking out my website at nikki-the-psychic.square.site. The easiest way to get a hold of me is to actually just jump on my Facebook, Nikki the Psychic, and to shoot me a message. Make sure you like, follow, and share. I offer everything from mediumship to pet readings, which are really my favorite thing to do, past life. Like, we're just getting into it. So if you want to book something private, make sure you reach out to me, and maybe take this as your sign that you can go get a private reading, because sometimes that's sometimes that's scary. But let this be your confirmation.
Through the noise, a truth teller who reminds us what we've forgotten. Christina Elliott isn't just another psychic. She's the woman redefining awakening itself. Through her show, Instinct Reclaimed, Sanctuary Sessions, broadcasting live Thursdays at 5:30 Pacific, 6:30 Mountain, 7:30 Central, and 8:30 U.S. Eastern Time on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. She takes you beyond prediction into transformation. This is where illusion ends, where instinct rises, and where your soul remembers its unique power. Visit ChristinaElliott.org. Because you weren't born to survive the story, you were born to rewrite it.
You're listening listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Instinct Reclaim Sanctuary Sessions with Christina Elliott. Live from ChristinaElliott.org. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Instinct Reclaim on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey everyone, happy Friday Eve. To all of my beautiful listeners, I am so happy you joined me again this evening. Before we get started with a caller, which I think maybe we won't. I forgot to confirm with the producer if we're getting a caller tonight, so I guess we'll play that by ear. But what I first want to do, I'm having such a beautiful week and I want to share my joy with everyone. So for anyone who is watching or listening or watching the repeat, I am going to offer the first 10 people to reach out to me via my website, ChristinaElliott.org, or on my Facebook page, Christina Elliott Psychic Medium. I will offer the first free I can't talk today. I will offer the first 10 people to reach out to me. I bet you didn't guess it, something free, a free 15-minute reading. So anyone that's interested, just send me a Facebook message, or you can send me an email via my send me an email via my website. And yes, the first 10 people to request the free reading will receive one. So I will reach out to anyone that sends me a message through there. So let's get going. Before we take the caller, I want to move up the pyramid. We're moving up our survival pyramid. We've talked about what it's like to obey and perform for people. We've talked about what it's like to force ourselves to fit in for other people. And now we're going to talk about how we create expectations based on what other people want from us, or we create expectations for ourselves based on what we feel other people might want from us. And quick tell them we're ready with our caller. If anyone wants to read your comment in the reading, where are you creating expectations for yourself based on what other people want from you? And if you're creating those, are they true for you? If they're not, you want to think about how to revamp your life a little bit, because the more we obey and perform, the more we force ourselves to fit in. And now the more we force ourselves to create a persona based on other people's expectations of us, we get sad and sad because we're not speaking to our soul in the way it wanted us to when we decided to come forth in this human world. But enough of that. Let's see. We have a caller. We have Catherine in Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia. Catherine, are you there?
Hi.
Hi, Catherine. How are you today?
I'm great.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
What would you like guidance on tonight or today?
Just life in general, I guess, I think.
Lots in general. Do you have let me quick ground and connect to you, and we'll see what spirit comes up with, and if you want to move forward in that. If not, we can ask him to talk about something else. Does that sound like a plan?
Yep, that sounds great.
All right. Are you currently working full-time, Catherine?
No.
Do you work at all, or are you stay at home?
I have just starting a new job next week.
Oh, you start a new job next week. Okay, that explains why the career came in. Sorry about that. Sometimes I have to go vague instead of being so specific. Do you have questions around that new job that you've kind of been wondering about, or do you want me to keep telling you what spirit wants you to hear? Keep going? All right, one moment. First of all, they're telling me you're pretty excited about this newer opportunity. Have you been looking for a job like this or a path forward that you kind of had this idea in mind prior to?
Yes.
Yeah, they're saying that this is a really good endeavor for you. Number one, you're expecting it will create more joy for you, at least in your work life, and it will do that for you. You want to pay attention to your own emotions with each day that you go in there, or if you're lucky enough to work from home. But every time you're working, pay attention to your emotions and try to balance those according to what your soul and your heart want for you. Right before we took you as a caller, we were talking about, creating expectations based on what other people want from us. And as adults in the working world, that is extremely common. We find that happens to us more often than not, where we are adjusting our personalities to meet the needs of other people. No. Focus on your own emotional gauges, because what happens when we're doing that, and this is very common when we go to work for other people or even when we work for ourselves, you have to pay attention to your emotions, because if we're not paying attention to what pleases us versus what we dislike, that's when we start putting on these masks for other people and start becoming unhappy and unsatisfied in our working lives. Do you have specific questions around that at all?
No, but I have a question about a new move that we've just recently done as well.
Okay, was it your home? You moved into a new home?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it a general question, or do you have specific questions you want to ask about it?
I have a question. Am I going to own my own home?
Let's see.
In the place where we're living.
In the place you're living now?
Around, yeah.
Okay, in that area. Got it. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
First thing Spirit did say to me is you are more than ready to purchase your own home, but you have to set that as a goal and make that your priority. I'm not too familiar with the real estate and how it works in Australia. I imagine it's not too drastically different than it is here in the States, but they're showing me that it will take a little extra determination on your part to make it work. They're showing me that you might have to, what's the right word here for the emotion they're giving me? It's almost as if you might need to cut corners in some areas of your personal life, and they're showing me your kitchen. I don't know why. Are you like really into cooking, or you don't cook and you hate going? Which one is it? You don't like to cook?
We're right into cooking. We're really into cooking.
Oh, you are? Okay. So do you really cook a lot of like elaborate dishes?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. Okay. So what they're saying, I feel like what they're trying to tell me is as you continue to cook and spend time in your kitchen, make it joyful. The more joyful you can be doing the things that you love, that's when the things that you want come to you easier. So manifest that house.
Yeah.
And really the main thing to do, I think with the cutting corners, is with the elaborate meals, if maybe you scale that back to less frequently, if it's impacting your finances in terms of being able to save for a home. And definitely,
yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and definitely keep an open mind to how that home is going to find you. Because if you plan it out to the finite details, that's when the universe is kind of like, whoa, that's a lot. That's going to take a lot longer.
Yeah.
So just go general, and just you can either write it down or speak it out whenever you think of it. If you've ever heard of a love list, I always recommend people do this, not only when they're looking for, a romantic relationship, but also when you want anything in your life. I did this. I wrote a love list before I bought my home, and just start the list or say it out loud. Tell the universe every time you think of something you want. You've already narrowed down the area you want to live in. Let them know if it's a 3-bedroom house you want, if you want it to be, 1 level versus 2 or 3. Get real detailed about the kind of home you're living in. And the second thing I would recommend is if you have the space and the energy level, because I don't always have the energy level for things, but if you have the space or the energy level to start packing some of the things you don't use on a regular basis, or when you get closer to knowing you're getting ready to move, you start looking at real estate, things like that. Start packing things you're not using on a day-to-day basis, like holiday things or seasonal things, stuff like that. And that tells the universe, hey, she's ready to move. Let's see what I can get for her. And just keep adding to that love list for your dream home. We have 2 minutes left. Is there anything else you'd like me to answer for you?
I just want to know if any of my family are coming through.
Oh, sure. One moment. Is there anyone, if you give me one name of someone, that tends to move a little quicker for me. What's the first name of someone?
Faye.
Faye?
Faye.
I'm getting a maternal energy. She's either your grandmother or your mother?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
My mom.
Okay. She is your mother, you said?
Yeah.
Did you lose her when you were relatively young?
No.
Whether in
Recently.
childhood or young adult? Okay, it was recently. That's what okay. She is coming through, and hold on one moment. She's got this big, bright smile and open arms. I don't know if she was really into hugging or not, but she certainly is now. And she's so happy that you came through. And you mentioned it was recent, and I am so sorry for your loss. But she's here. She's with you. She follows you around the house because she's aware of your sadness. So when you're sad, note that that's when she's around you the most, but she's trying to cheer you up. And kind of, have you been thinking recently since her passing of joyful moments the two of you shared throughout your lifetime? And then they kind of make you a little weepy? She's pointing out that that's kind of the moment where she's the closest to you, where she's the most present. We have about 30 seconds left. I hate cutting you off like this. But I want you to know, if you want to keep talking to your mom, feel free to reach out to me and we can finish this conversation free of charge. I want to make sure everybody gets a thorough reading. But she's
just looking for my sister.
What was that?
I'm looking for my sister.
Oh, your sister? What's her first name?
Diane.
Diane, we are out of time. Reach out to me and I'll do a free reading for you and we can talk to your mom and your sister Diane a little bit more. Go to my website, ChristinaElliott.org, and reach out to me through there and I'll respond to you as soon as it comes. Well, not as soon as it comes through, but I'm pretty good about getting back to people within 24 hours.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Stellar Parenting with Brandy Kahn. Live from BrandyKahn.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Stellar Parent on A1R. the Ask One Radio Network.
Happy Tuesday, everyone, from Houston, Texas. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to Stellar Parenting with Brandy. I'm your host, Brandy Kahn. I'm an intuitive astrologer, and I also hold a Master of Science degree in psychology with an emphasis in child and adolescent development. And I'm super passionate about helping parents, teachers, guardians learn how to combine and mix the magic of the stars with the art of consciously raising children. If you're interested in working with me, please visit my website at brandycon.com. So today we've got two of the main transits for this week we are going to jump into, and I'll give you all of the do's and do nots and the things that you need to watch out for as this energy will be filling the week. So let's start off with the full moon that we're going to have, 13 degrees of Gemini on Thursday, December 4th. So full moons are moments of illumination and culmination. It's where the universe really reveals what we need to see or what we need to release, and where our next evolution is calling us. And this full moon, guys, it's going to be sharp. It's going to be mental and revealing. And that's because Gemini brings information, communication, facts, and the duality of truth. So a full moon always heightens emotion and intuition and awareness. But in the sign of Gemini, that awareness will often come through words, messages, conversations, insights, and sudden clarity. So this is where the truth emerges, and it can be gently or not so gently, okay? And this full moon is going to be especially potent because it's sitting at 13 degrees of Gemini, and it's activating a very sensitive point in the sky called the south bending. This full moon is squaring both lunar nodes, which is giving karmic turning point energy, okay? So something's being removed or resolved or completed or revealed so that you can move forward. Now, to understand how this is going to affect you personally, I really want you to take a look at your natal chart, all right? Take a look at your natal chart, find the house that's in the sign of Gemini, and this is the area of life where you may notice new information coming to light. You might have a moment of truth. There may be clarity after confusion or emotional and mental release. And listen especially to this part, okay? This is important. If you've got planets or angles around 13 degrees of Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, or Pisces, this full moon is really going to be an active time for you. So take a look at your chart. All right. I want you, especially you guys that are going to be affected, you can expect information, insights, or conversations that expose facts, that reveal duality, or that bring awareness to something that you have not fully seen. So in some cases, this can expose duplicity, deception, or inconsistencies. And it's not to harm you, but it's to liberate you. So I just want to take a moment and talk about something that we've got going on in the news with the Secretary of Defense of the United States and the bombing, the sending the second missile of the boats. Guys, have you noticed? This is coming out. This news is coming out this week around a full moon. Full moons are when information is revealed or information comes out. This full moon will be exact on Thursday, December 4th. So expect more information to be released by that time. So let's go back to the full moon squaring both lunar nodes and this being a karmic turning point, okay? So this is naturally going to pull us toward a point of release, and it's especially connected to the themes of the signs of Virgo. So you may experience some release around your daily habits and routines, work rhythms and schedules, health habits, perfectionism tendencies, if you tend to be a perfectionist, or overthinking. And this moon can really help you drop what's been weighing your nervous system down. Okay, it can help you clear mental clutter and dissolve habits that no longer support your sense of well-being. It's like the universe saying, what you've been carrying You don't really need to do that anymore. All right. So here are some things that you can do during this full moon. It's the perfect time to release old patterns, fears, or attachments. It's also a great time to cleanse your space. Okay. Cleaning your space. And that can be physically cleaning your space, physical decluttering, or energetic cleansing as well with sage or Palo Santo. It's also a great time to take a salt bath to detox and ground your energy. And it's a wonderful time to meditate in order to process heightened emotions and intuitive messages. Here's what I want you to avoid. Let's try not to engage in conflict. During this time, people tend to be more reactive, and it's really not going to get you very far. Okay. And also try not to overextend yourself. This energy, the energy of a full moon, can feel really draining if you're not grounding. So remember, ground yourself, make sure you're getting enough rest, you're drinking enough water, and you're eating nutritious meals. And finally, let's really try to avoid holding on to situations that are clearly meant to come to an end, because the full moon is revealing what needs to go. For those of you who are parents, okay, the full moon it doesn't just affect adults, okay? Full moons do not just affect adults, okay? They also ripple through children's emotional worlds too. They feel the energy too. And because the moon is ruling our inner landscape, sensitivity, and nervous system, children will often feel the full moon more intensely than adults at times, okay? So you may notice that they have heightened emotions, they may have bigger reactions, or they may have a more pronounced need for comfort and connection, okay? So what you may notice with your children, their emotions may rise to the surface, they may cry more easily or react faster. Also, their sleep can be lighter, or they may seem more restless. They may feel overstimulated, excited, or extra chatty, or even highly sensitive, neurodivergent, or intuitive children could just be feeling this energy very, very strongly. And I want to remind you, parents, this is not bad behavior. It's not bad behavior, okay? It's lunar energy moving through your child's developing nervous system. So what can you do, parents? You can slow the pace, reduce overstimulation, keep routine steady every day, because predictability is really going to help ground your child's emotional nervous system. Also, we can offer comfort items for the younger children. So maybe they want their blanket, maybe they want their stuffed animal, maybe they want a bedtime story. But let's avoid parents taking outbursts personally, okay? A lot of times it's energy and it's not disrespect, or it's not meant as disrespect. And let's try not to overschedule or overstimulate our children. Also, on Saturday, December 6th, we will have a deeply healing trine between Mercury and the sign of Scorpio and Jupiter in Cancer. And Mercury will be at 24 degrees of Scorpio, and Jupiter will be at 24 degrees of Cancer. So Mercury and Scorpio really invites us to think deeply and to analyze, to examine, okay, and to speak honestly. And Jupiter in Cancer expands feelings and empathy and protection and the desire to nurture. So it's the perfect day for understanding yourself and understanding others at a deeper level. Communication can be very healing and honest with this energy, and you may experience meaningful breakthroughs around your relationships, family matters, or emotional patterns. This is also an excellent time for spiritual work. Okay. Messages can come through very clearly through your dreams or through your intuition. So please pay attention. I want you to remember this is a day powerful, or the energy is powerful on this day for healing old wounds and misunderstandings. Also, it's a great day for making decisions that are guided by both logic and intuition. For those of you who are parents, okay? Because Jupiter is in the sign of Cancer. Cancer is the sign of home, childhood, and emotional safety. So this transit can also have a powerful effect on our children. They may be more expressive they may be coming across as more sensitive or more intuitive. So it's really important, parents, for you to validate your child's emotions, because this transit is going to heighten their sense of sensitivity, okay? And validation or feeling heard, feeling understood can really help to regulate. You can be a co-regulator with your child as far as their emotions are concerned. Okay. It's also the perfect day. This energy is great for offering physical and emotional comfort. So whether it's through hugs, just being physically close to your child, or spending quality time together, Jupiter in Cancer really thrives on connection. And then also, let's model honesty that's delivered with kindness. So Mercury in Scorpio teaches us to be emotionally honest. It demands emotional truth, okay? And Jupiter in Cancer teaches compassion. We have to put the two together. So what do we avoid, parents? Let's try not to dismiss or minimize anything our child is feeling, because they're picking up on a lot energetically during this time. And let's remember not to rush deep conversations. We should let them unfold naturally. So this Mercury-Jupiter trine reminds us that healing comes through truth that is spoken with love. With love, not only honesty, but also love and kindness and compassion. It's a day where our minds and hearts work together, offering clarity, connection, and emotional wisdom, both for ourselves and for our children. So those are two of the main transits that we have for this week. Set your intentions for how you want to use this energy, especially when it comes to the full moon at 13 degrees of Gemini on Thursday, December the 4th. And like I always like to remind you guys, the stars may guide us, but at the end of the day, we hold the power, each one of us individually. We hold the power to shape our own destiny. So keep shining your light bright, set your intentions, and have a fabulous week.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for the Psychic Psych with Jax Potter. Jax Potter. Live from the psychicpsych.com.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Psychic Site on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome, wherever you are in the world. I am Jax Potter. I am the Psychic Psych. I am coming to you from Brisbane, Australia. It is unbelievably hot here at the moment, and we are having crazy amount of storms and wild weather, and it's really been evident to me lately how much we need that in our lives sometimes, whether we want it or we don't want it. So sometimes the storms that we go through, the things in our lives that are unpredictable and that we don't want and that create a little bit of mess and feel a little bit chaotic, are the most beneficial things that we can have in our lives. Sometimes the storm is needed to clear out the chaos and the stuff that we don't need. So if you are in a stormy period of your life, trust that you are okay, trust that it is a clearing out, and things will change for you. Okay, we are going to take 2 callers today. I'm going to chat through whatever you want to chat through. If you've got questions, feel free to ask me questions. We can talk on any topic. If you've got spiritual mentoring that you want, if you've got questions about your own life, I'm also a trauma therapist as well as a psychic medium. So we can really talk about a whole heap of stuff, whatever feels great to you. Before I take some callers, we're going to do a little card pull. As I'm shuffling the cards, I'm hearing calm. There is always calm after a storm. There is always calm after a storm. So if you are feeling stormy, if you are feeling worried, if you are just feeling that uncertainty, remind yourself that there is always calm afterwards. Okay. Oh, I got a heaven card. This is around spirit realm. So if you have been feeling a little unsure of things or drawn to connect into your own spirit team, you're being asked to do this. A beautiful, beautiful way to connect in with your spirit team is to take at least 10 minutes in the morning. You can do longer if you like, but at least 10 minutes in the morning and at least 10 minutes later in the day. Just take some time, grab a pen and paper, make sure you've got pen and paper with you if this is something that you're still learning and practicing and getting used to. So take a pen and paper, really quiet, no music, no distracting noises. Find somewhere that's really quiet out in nature at home and just take 10 minutes to ask questions. They can be any questions that you like. They can be, when is my next partner coming? They can be, why does the world function the way that it does? Why is there war? You can connect in. Your spirit team are there for your guidance, for your support, and to help you gain more clarity and to help you be on your highest path. So sorry, I'm croaky. You cannot ask too many questions. You are not a burden to your team. When you ask the questions, allow yourself time to just sit in that silence and then write what comes through. You will either hear it or you will feel it or you will just know it. Sometimes it'll just be a word. Sometimes it'll just be a knowing of what you want to, what the answer is. Other times it'll be very, very quiet because they may not want you to know at that point in time, or they've already orchestrated you getting the answers some way. So sometimes it's 3 days later, someone will bring up a topic and you realize that that's exactly what you were hoping to know. So lots of patience with this, lots of patience with yourself. Don't get frustrated if it doesn't happen in the way that you want, because the spirit realm really offers things through synchronicities, through visual things, through many different modalities. So don't get frustrated. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes. Okay, Janet, are you there?
I am. Hi, Jax.
Hi, welcome to the show. Have you got questions for me?
I do. I wanted to know if my family, spiritual family, has anything that they think I should focus on.
Oh, so beautiful.
And I want to know a little. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, my love, I cut you off. Keep going.
And I just want to know about career and my family's health.
Career and
my family's health, if there's anything that I should be concerned about.
Yeah, beautiful. I don't know if you just heard me talking about connecting with your spirit team as well, and you being able to do that, because they're definitely asking you to do this as well. So I will obviously give you some clarity today and support you a little bit, but your team's absolutely asking you to connect in a little bit more and take time, at least 10 minutes a couple of times a day, just to ask directly to your team, your spirit guides, your ancestors, your greater spirit team, and be able to receive clarity, because you're actually far, far more in tune than you're giving yourself credit for. And the more that you spend time, think of it like sitting down with a family dinner, but you're sitting down to family dinner with your spirit team, and you're asking for wisdom and you're asking for clarity. So they're really asking you to do that quite a lot more than you are.
Okay.
What they want to talk to you about With families' health, diet is really important here. And I don't mean you have to eat perfectly and everything has to be about diet, but they are asking for more balance within diet. For yourself, absolutely more consistent hydration. So coconut water would be amazing for you. Having some minerals throughout the day, like a little more intentional hydration throughout the day for you. And then with your extended, with the people around you, so they're just showing me people around you, whether that's your extended family or whether that's friends that you spend time with, just balanced diet and nutrition. Not trying to make it all perfect, but just a little bit more balance in there is going to be amazing for you. They're also talking in relation to health. What's the fear of yours for your health? What's your fear around your own health? They're showing me something from years ago that's created a little bit of this. So what's happened?
For me, not for myself.
Okay, so who
it's
is it?
more of my husband.
Okay, and then it's
my
you're
husband.
worrying about. Got it.
Yes.
Okay, because I'm feeling your fear, so you're concerned about him. Okay. Who is he talking to? Like, he's got medical practitioners. Has he got sort of holistic support as well? Like, what kind of support does he have around his health at the moment? And he needs a team, is what I'm being shown.
He does have a team. That is true.
Okay. Great. I'm so glad that he does have that team. That's really important. So keep that team with him. I know it just feels a bit up and down with him, as though it's been up and down with him. This team, they're giving me that beautiful reassurance of they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Each person on this team is very mastered in their art, is how they're saying it. So each of them are great in their field of expertise. They know what they're doing. Do you know, honestly, what I'm picking up more than his health is actually your worry about it. That's what's coming through more than his health, is actually your worry about him. I mean, I know you worry about him just as his partner and you worry about him in general, but they're asking you to not worry so much. He has a team. He has people who are experts in their field. He has great support. Allow yourself just to love him and to support him without the fear. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah, because it's exhausting you.
Yes.
Yeah. You don't need to have that fear, my love. He's got amazing support. Let yourself support him, but support him in a way where it's very much kind of that mentality of, okay, we've got each other. We are okay. We've got a credible team. This is okay. Let go of the fear around this, because the exhaustion from the fear is actually making it harder. Like your rundown, that's how they're showing me. Like, I'm getting quite croaky as I talk and just feel a bit like drab and fatigue and not much energy. Like, you're getting run down because of your worry about his health. So more hydration for you, more balanced diet for all of you. And just when those fears come up, when those worries come up, how do you normally calm your mind down a little bit? What reassures you normally?
Pray.
Okay, beautiful. Absolutely. And the Heaven card was the card that I pulled, so I'm not surprised. So please do that. But please, with that, because that's incredible and that's really important for you. So continue to do that as much as you want. You cannot do that too much. There's no burden for the spirit realm. Pray as much as you want, but also ask specific questions. See what your own guidance is. They're telling me it will come through in sort of one word at a time, or you'll write something and realize what the guidance is. But the other part of this is also mental reassurance for yourself. So I have prayed, I'm checking with my spirit team, my ancestors, my family, all of that. But I trust myself, I trust my hubby, I trust that we are okay and that we can cope with anything the world throws at us. So allow yourself to be in the present moment as much as you can.
Okay. Is there anything about career?
Career,
Is there anything about career for myself?
For yourself. You know that you are meant to be in a position of healing and supporting other people, whether it's a healer or you're labeled as a healer or not. You are here to support other people in healing ways. So what is your current career?
I'm in healthcare.
Okay. Yeah, you're a healer. What's the part of that that isn't fulfilling for you at the moment?
That fulfills me? Is that what you said?
That is not fulfilling. The part of it that is not fulfilling for you at the moment.
Politics, the administration. I mean, I'm in administration, so I don't have patient, but it's just the administration side of things.
Yeah, but you are absolutely. Do you know that about yourself, that you are here to support others in a healing capacity? That's why I said whether you are actively working as a healer or not, you are still here in a healing capacity. That's why you're in a healing environment. That's why you support other people. And that's why you're getting so frustrated with the politics of it all, because you are here for support and for healing. You're not here for the nonsense. That's why you're getting so frustrated. Yes. That's why you're getting so frustrated with it. And that's why your team's saying that's why it impacts you so much more than other people, because other people are there for the money, or other people are there just to get the work done. And you can't operate in that way. You've never operated in that way. You are very much here to be of support, to be of service, to share love, to live in unconditional love. This is why when you pray, you feel so much better, because you receive those kind of, the way I'm being shown it is like those beams of unconditional love when you pray. And that's what you're here to do with the people around you in the work that you do. Even if you're not doing hands-on healing, you are still doing that for the people within the office that you're in, and in the way that you go about your life with your family and with your friends. So that's why it's hitting you harder, all of the politics. Yeah, that's why the politics is hitting you so hard. Is there, if you were going to stay there, so what they're saying to me is you have a couple of options. You could choose to be in a similar role in a different place, or you can stay where you are. But either way, what is necessary is for you to set those really strong boundaries of not being impacted by the policies, regardless of where you are, because you are, and I say this with so much love, but because you are so connected in with the spirit realm, because you are so connected in with unconditional love, and that's how you naturally operate, you are always going to be more affected by things than other people are. You are always going to see mistreatment more clearly than other people. You are, like, if you watch the news, you can really see people's behavior more clearly than other people can before it even comes to light. You know, you can sort of watch someone go, oh, I don't trust that person. That's, something's going to come to light there. You know it really beautifully and really easily. And because you are so connected in that way, it's really important wherever you work that you have very, very strong boundaries of, I see it and I recognize this politics, but it's not for me to take on. I'm not getting involved in it, because if you decide to move from where you are now in Korea, you want to be able to move into a new position, very, very clear that that you're not taking on the politics. And if you decide to stay where you are in the same role, in the same position, allow yourself almost like a little armor around yourself before you walk in the morning, and then as you leave, you sort of take that armor off and you come out into your full true self, if that makes sense.
Yes, because it is draining.
It's so draining, and it will always be for you. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's just that you see things and feel things more easily than other people do. You are very connected in when people are being very selfish, when there's too much ego involved. So it's nothing that you're doing wrong. It's not that, you can change anything. You're not going to be able to change the politics here. This is just what it is with that particular workplace. So it's, for you, their advice is to shift, but if you shift either in a different position in that space, or shift out of there, that you still need to have that beautiful, necessary, the same as myself. I pick up on everything really easily, and I've got to have, in particular environments, I have to sort of be a little bit armored so I don't take on all of the politics. And that's what they're saying is the most helpful, because you're drained at the moment because you're worried about hubby, and you're also really drained because of the politics at work. And what your team is saying is these are two things that you can learn some energetic boundaries for yourself, and that's going to change everything so powerfully for you. So their recommendation is to pretend that you've got sort of this armor on at work, not changing who you are, but an armor where the politics can't get in. That's what they're recommending for you. The other thing they're showing me is there a little element where you can not a huge undertaking with study, but is there something that you're able to study or increase your knowledge on when it comes to career?
Oh, I do all the time.
Okay, so what are you doing at the moment?
Actually, I'm learning AI for healthcare.
Got it. Okay, so that's what they're talking about. You seem to pick that up pretty easily, more than most people. Do you recognize that? Do you feel that?
I don't know. I do love what I do. It's just,
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're not giving yourself enough credit for how good you are at what you do because you're exhausted and because the politics are at play. You're just kind of like, oh, at the end of each day, it's like a bit of I got to reset every time and then I got to go in and do the same thing. And you're actually really, really good at what you do. And you pick up on new knowledge. That's how they're showing me. You pick up on new knowledge really well, much easier than what most people do when they're going to learn something new. You seem to be able to pick it up really well. You're naturally good at this. So protect your energy and you will find that it's far easier in career. This is not about you needing to be better at your job. You're really, really good at what you do and you're good on gaining you're great on gaining new knowledge. It's more around just not allowing other people's stuff into your energy field and not taking any of it personally or not taking any of it on board. That's all.
Yes.
I
agree
year,
with that. That is true.
Yeah, it really is. And if you are really intentional about this, you're going to notice that next year feels lighter. So if you take away that fear around hubby and kind of pray, check in, talk to your spirit team, write a little bit about it, shift out of that, shift out of worrying about all of the political stuff at work, you're going to find that next year is far lighter, but there's also a lot more opportunity for laughter next year, which you're very ready for. You've had a heavy couple of years. So there's more laughter next year.
Great.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And
please be proud of yourself.
Are we done really quick? Can I ask one more question?
Absolutely.
I was just wondering if my father passed on Thanksgiving like 21 years ago. I was wondering if there's any messages from him.
He's saying it doesn't feel like it's, he said, are you sure it's that long? In a playful way, like it doesn't feel like it's been that long. He's with you, so you know this, yeah? You know that the way they're showing me, he like soars in and visits and then moves through. So do you recognize those times when he's with you? Are you able to tell? Do you just have a sense of it, or is there some sort of signs that you get?
In the past, I used to, but not so much anymore.
So, all right. How did you know in the past?
I would just get thoughts of him or a smell.
Okay, great.
And I would think I would see him.
Yeah. No, he's that's why he's saying it doesn't feel like that long, and that's probably what that is what he's meaning by that, where you're like, in the past I could connect with him more easily, but I haven't been able to for a while. He's still there. He's very much still doing the same things, and he's saying, so the way I get shown from the spirit realm is for us to be able to connect into a team, our ancestors and our guides. If self-doubt or overthinking is loud, it really kind of makes that channel hard for any of us. So the more you can quiet down self-doubt and overthinking, the easier it is to connect. So he's asking you just to quieten down the self-doubt, the worry about hubby, the worry about the politics at work. The more you can quieten down just those little things that are outside of your control, you're actually going to be able to feel him and hear him more easily. So he's asking you to do that because he would love you to be able to recognize when he's there more. That's going to be amazing for you too, knowing that you've got that support right there.
Okay.
Okay, my love. Thank you.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Jack.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Kelsey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Are you able to hear me?
I've got you. Do you have questions or topics you'd like to talk about?
I kind of want like a general, but I also would like to try to connect to my ex-fiance that passed away.
Are you happy to share his name?
Brogan.
Brogan. And you're also happy just for just general, whatever comes through from your
Yeah.
team? Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Brogan's immediately talking about confidence within yourself. Has that changed over the last sort of 18 months? Your self-confidence and self-worth?
I feel like it's probably gone down a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like I feel like there was a period where you were really intentional about trying to feel more confident and just not sort of trying to take on things so much, and you not being impacted by other people so much. But the last sort of 17, 18 months, they're just showing me it's been a bit sort of up and down and going downwards more than anything. And he just wants to remind you, when you laugh, it is so, so contagious. When you are confident within yourself, and you know this, he's saying you know this, when you are confident within yourself, everything around you and your environment changes as well. Do you know this?
Yes, I know what he's referring to.
Yeah, he's asking you to remember the power that you hold when you feel good about yourself, when you are feeling playful, when you are laughing, when you are not taking on everyone else's stuff, when you feel good about the skin you're in, when you feel good about who you are, your external world, things happen. Like, you're a bit of a manifester. Things happen pretty easily and pretty quickly for you in the external world when you feel good about yourself, when you trust yourself. But it's been it's wavering at the moment. And what did you used to do when you struggled with your confidence? What things helped you previously?
I would say like dancing and music, connecting
Beautiful.
to music.
To your body, especially.
Yeah.
Connecting to your body is really helpful for you. So self-pleasure, music, dancing, anything that's physically going to help you connect in with your body. They're also talking about there's an online mentor / sort of leader in confidence. So I don't know if you've found them yet or if you're listening to them, but they're showing me you watching, like following someone or watching YouTube videos, that sort of thing, on someone who is an expert in this field on working on self-confidence and self-trust. And that's going to be amazing for you. So are you already doing that, or is that something you need to start doing?
That would be something I'd need to start doing.
Please be open to, they're just showing me it's one particular person that you really resonate with, that you start sort of watching them and following them, and they make sense to you. And that's going to be helpful for you for tips and tricks on just getting yourself back to a place where you do like yourself, where you are feeling proud of yourself, where you're quite guarded. And I understand the trauma that you've experienced. I won't share all of that on air, but I can see some of the really heavy things that you've experienced in this life. And because you've had, things that either haven't been resolved or have just taken so much of your heart with them, it feels heavy. It feels hard to feel good about yourself, and it feels hard to feel light and playful. And your team's not trying to get you to do that false positivity, everything's great. It's really more about a process of slowly building back up to who you are, and knowing that even with the trauma, so it's not dismissing the hard things that you've been through, but knowing even though you have been through these hard things, you are still very worthy of feeling great, of doing things that make you feel incredible, of loving who you are. And that's what your team and your fiance, ex-fiance are asking, that you spend that time really reconnecting. And it's really okay for you to have more of that playfulness and more of that lightness and more of that self-love. The other thing that is coming up is, and I pulled the card, is free-spiritedness, like connecting more into that little rebellious part of you. Like, if you think back to when they're showing me you were like 13, 14. If you think back to when you're 13 and 14 and just feeling a little bit like, I don't want to do that. I don't like the way that person does that. I want to do it my way. Actually connecting back into that is going to help you so much, because there's this free-spirited, not rebellious as in just causing chaos, but rebellious as in, if it's not for me, I don't want to do it. And if I don't like it, I no longer want to say yes to it. So connecting more into that free-spirited side of yourself that's been, the way they're showing me, it's just been kind of stifled or bogged down by heavy life things. Does that make sense to you when I talk about that slightly rebellious, free-spirited side?
Yes, it does. I think it helps kind of like connecting to, I guess I've struggled with setting my boundaries with certain things. And so I've been working on that lately, because I do take on a lot with others. And I think when I do set those boundaries, then I can connect more to myself. So yes, that does make sense.
Yeah, absolutely. The more you can connect into 13, 14-year-old you that's like, no, thanks, I don't want to do it. No, that's not my thing. The more you can do that, the easier it will become to set the boundaries. When you set boundaries, beautiful, it's really important to not just set the boundary, but as you leave, you go, okay, I'm not overthinking this. I'm not getting caught in a loop about if I did the right thing or I didn't, because if you do that, if you're overthinking it, you may as well not have set the boundaries. So allow yourself just to say what you want to say, set the boundaries where you need to set them, and walk away being really, really proud of yourself and knowing that this is something you have needed for a long time and that you have been craving for a long time. It is immediately what came through from your spirit team of allow that little rebellious, free-spirited part of you, allow yourself to just say what you want to say, to not feel shame about it, and to bring in more of that spark of joy, because when you are playful, you are so playful, and you are then going to allow in and create more abundance within your world because of that. So thank you so much. You really deserve to be moving into this, and I'm excited for you because it's going to feel incredible as you do this.
Well, thank you. Yes, I appreciate that. I felt like after he passed away, I had a lot of love and light, and I always helped others, and I have really been struggling since he's been gone doing that, and I feel like my light was very dim, and so I am trying to find that love and light again. And
Love that. Pour it in. I know we have to go, but pour all of that into yourself. This is what you're being asked. All of that love and light, pour all of that into yourself that you have put on everyone else. Bring it into yourself, and it will be life-changing for you doing that.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Tales from the Other Side with Chris Clardy. Live from Terrell and Lenormand by Chris.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Tales from the Other Side on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Thursday night edition of Tales from the Other Side. I am Chris Clardy, and I would like to talk to you all tonight about soul pets. This is something that comes up quite frequently when I am working with folks and their pet companions that they have recently lost. And sometimes
they aren't so recent. Sometimes it's a pet from many, many years ago. And the question is, are they ever going to come back to me? And most of the time, that is the case. They usually wait a little bit depending on your life circumstances and the current situation of your life path. So this could be things that are coming up in your day-to-day life that you are trying to learn lessons from, or you are needing some kind of support with. So keep that in mind. They can come back quickly, or it could take a number of years, but they do come back. So it looks like we have a caller in Trinity, Texas. Sarah Ann, what can I help you with tonight?
Yes, ma'am. Are you able to look into my Bella, my puppy?
Sure.
I had to take her to the hospital today. I took her back home, but I'm worried about her.
So you had to take your puppy Bella to the vet hospital today, and did you have to leave her with the hospital?
No, I refused to leave her there. She had to be there like 3 hours in an oxygen chamber, and they gave her some kind of medication, but they want like $4,000 to run some test on her that they can find out what might be the problem, because when I rescued her 7 years ago, she was heartworm positive, and I was able to help her to get her the medication and help 1 year, and after that she was free from that terrible thing. But now come this, that she's coughing a lot, but now she seems to be a little bit more subtle.
Okay. So I am getting the sense, and I have to just give you this disclaimer that I'm not a vet. I am not an RVT, which is a registered vet technician. So I have no medical training. So this is purely from my intuition, and some of it's from knowledge that from pets that I've had in the past. So this is advice only. So what I am feeling with her is this, I'm feeling fluid, and I'm feeling a tightness across her back. And I'm also feeling like she's been lethargic, and I'm feeling this sense of getting up, walking a little bit, sitting down, resting, and coughing. Getting up, walking, sitting down, resting, and coughing intermittently. I would be in the camp of taking her for a second opinion, especially if this oxygen treatment seemed to help while she was there and kind of invigorate her a little bit. And if she's starting to kind of go back to where she was before you took her, as far as the way she feels.
Right.
Okay. So I would ask the vet to give you their opinion on the possibilities of congestive heart failure. To me, the feeling that I'm getting resembles something like that. And check her fluid levels if she's got fluid in the chest or abdomen area.
They checked that today, and she don't have that.
Okay.
They did the ultrasound on her, and they didn't see that. And they gave the medicine now for the heart. If puppies have any kind of they suspecting any kind of like heart problems. They gave some kind of medication on her for that.
Okay. Okay. Well, it sounds like this may be a case of her needing to allow those medications to start doing their jobs. If this is something she's just started taking recently, it may need a little bit more time. But I would definitely monitor her, and I would get a second opinion. That sounds like if they couldn't diagnose something like that, and this is her having a history of having the heartworm, while it was cured back then, if it did any sort of damage, that could just kind of cause her to slow down a little sooner in her later years. But
Right.
I'm feeling like I'm feeling like they definitely are missing something, and I'm feeling like there's this pressure along the back with the lungs. And that to me feels like congestive heart failure, but it sounds like they've ruled that out, which is wonderful. But I'm feeling like you may need to get a second opinion, because I think that somebody may be able to help you that's not gonna cost the amount of money that you're currently looking at. I would look for a vet that is a specialty clinic, and their entrance fee to get in, instead of like an emergency hospital that's going to admit you and charge you quite a bit just to walk in the door. This would be more of a specialized hospital that takes care of dogs, cats, birds. They have a larger variety of staff, and those kind of places tend to have more specialized veterinarians in them. And if you have one of those types of clinics, that they usually end up having 12 or more vets on site at the clinic. And a lot of times they're open, they are open 24 hours and do give emergency assistance. But I just feel like there is another exam, or somebody else who has seen something similar is going to be able to help you with another idea of something that's going on. Because I'm feeling like this is definitely breathing. I'm feeling labored breathing, and that things are just tight. So heart, lungs, throat, check for like collapsed trachea, check for anything that would be going on with the lungs not expanding the way that they should. It feels like it's connected in that way.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
I'm
it was
feeling like she's right. Like she's not given up on anything, and that she's wanting to get better. I'm not feeling like she's saying, "Mom, I'm done."
No, she's very active still. I mean, she play with my other one puppy. They love each other to death, and it's not like that. She's lethargic or just lay down. She's not. She's playing around and being, but it's just her coughing was coming to that point that it started being so heavy, and I took her to her primary vet, and her primary vet telling me just terrible things, that she might have a cancer, she might have a mass, she might have a this and that, and just charged me up to the butt and take an X-ray, and told me to go to emergency room. I'm going emergency room, and there they charge me like $800 today. Just doing.
I would definitely do some homework with these, some kind of specialty clinic in your area. I'm in Ohio, and we have a few of them around the metro areas, and these type of vets, they've seen a lot more things that aren't run-of-the-mill illnesses with pets. So they have a broader spectrum of knowledge as far as being able to diagnose without having to run these full gamut of tests to get a conclusive answer for you. But like I said, I'm not feeling like she is not well. I'm feeling like this is more of like an irritant, and that there's something missing, that is something that they are missing, that is not as horrific as some of the things that they have told you. I mean, it could be
really
a simple allergy issue, which I would think that's minimizing it too much. I feel that there is some attention that needs to be drawn, but I'm feeling like this pressure in my. So has she been wrestling and playing lately?
Well, daytime, I mean, they normally play with my other one puppy and her. Yes, they playing. But
I'm feeling a lot of pressure in the back. So maybe have them reevaluate her rib cage, and this is the top of the back, rib cage and lung area, and see if something was missed in that area.
Okay, I will do that, and I have to research and try to find some other solution here. I'm a single person and taking care of everything by myself. I don't have a $4,000 to throw somewhere.
Right.
I love my puppy to death, but I don't have that.
Right. Right. And check into some holistic vets as well. You may have a holistic practitioner that has some other insight on doing some holistic type of medicine on Bella to get her back to feeling in good shape again.
Yes, this was very helpful. I will look into that.
Okay. Thank you,
so
and
much.
I wish you all the best. And I'll send love and healing to Bella for a full recovery. Okay.
Thank you so much. That means a lot.
You're welcome. You have a good evening and give her a hug.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, it's so hard when they're ill, and we've got so many decisions to make for them, and when it comes down to financial situations like this, it's so hard. So I give this caller all of my best, and I really hope Miss Bella gets well soon.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Beyond the Veil with your medium, Shelley Shonwall. Live from yourmedium.ca. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Beyond the Veil on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever you are watching this show. My name is Shelley Shonwall, and I am your host of Beyond the Veil. And welcome to my show. I am a medium working out of North Vancouver, British Columbia, and I'm really enjoying being here and giving some people that little bit of boost in life they need. You know, we're coming into the end of this year. And as you know, as many of us do, we start to tend to take stock about how this year has gone and what we want to do next year. And I want to just remind you that your friends in spirit are here for you in this little journey called life. And when you're looking for this divine guidance for what 2026 should hold for you, all you have to do is ask for a little bit of help. Now, Spirit isn't going to sit there and wait for your laundry list and then have you sit back in your comfy chair with your feet up and wait for things to smack you in the forehead. You do have to go out and work for it. Unfortunately, that's why we're here. We're here to learn and grow and change. But what they will do is when they hear your interest and your desire to make your life better, boy, let me tell you, they will come through in spades for you. Now, sometimes those little ways to give you that push and get you on the next road may not be so nice. There can be some bumps in the way, and perhaps it's not a pleasant situation that pushes you in the new direction. But I can guarantee you, once you get on the new road, that new path that you want to be on, your soul wants to be on, wow, things really do get better. And it's about learning while we're here. We have to remember that. There's nothing that's going to be easy. Nobody's life is easy. We all have our little trials and tribulations. We all have problems. And we all have loss in our lives as well. So know that you are no different than anyone else, but your journey is different. And embrace it. Now, we're going to take a caller and see what they need from this little call here today. So we've got Connie in Toronto. So let's bring Connie in now. Hello?
Hi.
Connie? Hi. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah. Hi. I'm good.
You're good? You're like, yeah. Wow, I got to call in. This is great. So
that's great.
How can I? Yeah.
How can you help me? I just basically want to know a general, I got a little bit of teeth work coming up. I want to know if I'm going to be okay with that. I think I am, but I got to get a couple of teeth pulled, I think, and I got to get implants done.
Okay. So I can't give
one
medical
for
advice.
sure. I'm not sure about the other one yet. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So just so you know, I can't give medical advice. But I can give you some.
Okay.
Yes, I can give you some information on what Spirit's going to give me about this stuff, and they are talking about this.
Yeah,
Ooh, got nervous.
Even maybe just a general. You know what I mean? Like something general, how my life is going to be in the next year, because this year was a real bad year. I want to hope next year is better.
Don't we all, Connie? Well, they're giving me a little bit of information about this, and they're saying to me that you, in general, are very nervous about dental work. So this is not a happy situation. Are you a bit claustrophobic when people are working in and around your mouth and face too?
Yeah, because I have a really small mouth and they seem to injure me.
Yeah.
So
I feel your pain.
I have to have a really experienced doctor or I won't do it.
Yes.
I'm waiting because of my benefits. They used up my benefits, and so January my benefits rolled over again because they didn't know what was wrong. So they did the root canal. It didn't work. They did this. They did that. They did this and used up all my benefits. And a root canal and an implant is like over $5,000.
Yes. Yeah. They're not cheap. But what they're telling me is that this is the timing. Of course, your benefits are coming through. So you know this is timing, but the timing will be right for you. Now, what they're telling me is that it will be fine what you're going into. There's nervousness and trepidation, of course, because it's not an easy thing that you're going to go through. But what they're wanting to talk to you about is a little bit of breathing techniques before you go in there. Have you ever heard of the triangle breathing? You breathe gently up on one side, down the other, and then over.
Yeah.
To start to do this.
Yeah. And
now, when you go into this
like
as
that,
well,
you mean, right? Like breathe in and then breathe out. Yeah, because I get nervous. Yeah.
Yes, time, and 1, 2, 3 up the side, and just visualize yourself going around this triangle. Now, they've also asked you, Connie, the night before and the morning of, is to ask your friends in spirit to come in and be with you while you have this procedure and help you to go through with little discomfort and guide the person who's doing this surgery as well. Not just for you, but ask for their people to come in and be with you, people who are working in your mouth at that time, to make sure that they give you a good experience with this. You can tell them what you're nervous about, what bothers you about these things, and allow them to kind of come in with you through this, because it feels what's going to be very important for you is to have your nerve level, like the energy level down. Now, even speak to them.
He's a really, really good doctor. That's why I'm waiting. I just wanted the best
110%.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, you are doing the right thing. Absolutely. I'm feeling this is a really good move, because you know what it's done for you, Connie, is it's actually given you a little bit of control over a situation that you don't have a lot of control over, right? And that's important going into situations. Right? So this has helped you. This is allowing you to pick the person that you feel comfortable with to do this procedure, and to be able to voice your concerns to them. I'm very nervous. I don't have a large mouth. You're going to be working in there. Tends to hurt. So you can have those discussions with this person, and it feels like they're going to really listen to you. They're not going to push you off and brush you aside with your concerns. Yeah,
he
this
really
person
listens to me. He already knows I have a small mouth. We talked about it, and he said, the thing is they don't know what's wrong with the tooth. I'm just in pain.
Yeah.
Everything they did does not get me out of pain. I believe the dentist, when she tried to file it down, I believe she fractured it. She was a new dentist because my dentist retired, and the son took over, but he's got his family he's just starting it with, so he's only working part-time. And I didn't know this dentist, and I believe she messed me up, and I believe I'm losing the tooth over it. But they won't admit to it. They never admit to fault.
It's Connie, what I'm hearing is it's neither here nor there.
Knows. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I mean, here you are. This is a situation that you're in, and what I'm feeling from this person that's going to help you out is that they really are going to listen and make sure that you are comfortable and taken care of throughout this. They're aware of everything that's went on, that's gotten you to this place, and it feels like they understand you as a person better as well, right? It's just
I felt that way when I went for my meeting. I felt that way with him. He was we connected. So he did my other tooth years ago.
So you already know me. Good. Yeah.
And then I had problems with it, so I went to the specialist. But he knows now that he's going to do from the beginning to the end in the procedure. Like, they'll sometimes tell you to, get the crown done by your dentist. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. I said, I want the specialist, the surgeon, to do the whole procedure.
Yes. And they listen
to the whole procedure.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a good person. This is a good way for you. So this is what I'm getting from Spirit is this is a great way to start off the year, because you're going to get this done. You're going to feel a whole lot better. And once this is out of the way and it's like the first procedure's done, it's like, there's going to be a sigh of relief. But they're also talking about this nervous energy that comes into other situations in your life too. And remember that breathing technique going forward. I mean, this isn't just something that you can pull for this. It's important to kind of control that breathing and relaxing into situations. They're also saying you don't talk to them enough. Your friends in spirit, they'd like to hear from you a little bit more. And what that means is that
I try to talk to them quite a bit when I need help. Like, I talk to them quite a bit, way more than I ever did. So I will try even more. You know what I mean? I try to ask for help all the time, even like for my kids and everything. Like, I try to ask for help all the time.
You know what I'm hearing, Connie?
When I gotta go to the dentist, especially.
Yeah, I'm hearing synchronicity. Are you seeing things with synchronicity, like a 444 or license plate with the same things? Is there some sort of synchronicity coming into your world?
Yeah.
Okay, thank them for that.
I think so. I'm not sure, but I will look for it. Yeah.
You've seen it, and it's been like, oh, that's odd. You are going, if you start to thank them for these little things, there's some repetition. It can often be this little sign that's very unique to you. Now, for me, it's seeing on the clock, it's 5:55 or something like that. That's what I get, and I know that Spirit's here with me, and they're thank you, Spirit, thank you. I know you're with me. That builds that bond and that energy. So when you need to build, ask them for help, they know that you can hear them, and that you can help and act upon what they're giving you, right? So it's a neat little way to build that bond, and know that Spirit they can give you help, but if you give them a laundry list, I want A, B, C, D. What you have to ask for, Connie, is for the highest and best for what you need, because Spirit knows better what you need than you do, because you have only one view in life. It looks forward, and but you can see your past, what you've been through, but when you're looking for help with events coming forward, like your surgery and things like that, you don't have the full view. You don't have the full scope that Spirit does. So when we ask for that highest and best, that's when they're really going to come through in spades for you, because they know that you're open to what they're going to give you versus giving them that prescription pad, right?
Yeah, like I ask for help because I'm in pain and I have to wait because of I'm trying to wait until, because it's in the front of my mouth, it's not my big tooth, it's the one beside it. I'm trying to wait until January, which is when my benefits roll over, so that I can get through Christmas and New Year's with in the front of my face.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to leave you with that, Connie, but they're saying that the timing is right for the surgery, and that they will be there to help you out. So may I leave them with you?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
I needed that.
And thank you. All right, and there we have it. Spirit will often help us out, but we have to give them the leeway to give us the help, because they know better than we do. They have a view of our lives that we don't. So as you ask for help, just remember that it's got to be the highest and best, and not necessarily exactly what we want in life. And they will give you better if you put it out there that way. So just remember that as your week unfolds. And thank you very much for joining me again. And I hope to see you here next week. Have a wonderful week, everyone.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome. Time for Understanding Spirit with Mary Shapano. Live from MaryVCircles.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Understanding Spirit on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit. I'm your host, Mary. I hope you're all doing really well and everyone is gearing up for Christmas. And I'm exhausted, just shopping. I hope you're all doing better than me and not leaving things till the last minute. It's really hot here today. I do have a fan going on in my room, so I hope it's not too loud and disruptive for anybody listening. We'll go into the 3-card pool. Just take a moment to think of whether you are gravitating to card 1, card 2, or card 3. It is a collective reading, so keep it, in mind where you need to might sort of like see how you can make it fit, like into your life and your circumstances. As usual, it may also be a message that you can possibly pass on to somebody else, or it could be relevant for you in the future. So just hang on to the message and see how it pans out for you. Okay. If you have been drawn to card 1, it is this one here, which is relaxation. It does have written here, peaceful pursuits and happy times. When I'm holding this card, I do feel like this is not just like taking a vacation. It can be that for a lot of people, but I also feel like for some people it might be moving away from sort of like difficult times, whether that is to physically, move and go on a holiday, have a break, or it could be just, disconnecting from a difficult situation where you can just sort of relax now. I just see for some people there could be an unsettling sort of time. But after sort of a bit of a timeout or whatever, there's more harmony, within yourself and some more inner peace. But try to find maybe some new ways to express yourself, sort of going forward, and don't juggle too many things, at once. Make sure you find time for yourself as well. Okay, if you have gravitated to card 2, it is this one, which is personal guide. All right. I feel like with some of you might be asking for help, whether it's from guides, spirit, loved ones. You may feel like your options are a little bit sort of limited right now, but spirit are guiding you to just sort of be patient, and your new opportunities, new outcomes will come. They're also saying there is growth and development within your personal self and your spiritual self, when you become stronger and more resilient, when you have to sort of like show some patience with things. And for some of you, you may be giving up something or sacrificing something, but something better will come along that maybe you haven't thought of yet. Okay, if you've chose card 3, it's this one here. Okay, which is up from the depths. It's got here releasing difficulty. I do feel when I'm holding this card, I do feel like some of you, may have been sort of a bit indecisive at the moment, maybe procrastinating. And because of this, you haven't been able to make progress, but you will, if you haven't already, you will find a way forward. I do feel communication is key here. Speaking your truth, allowing other people as well to do the same. And Spirit keeps saying new opportunities. This could be with experiences in your life. It could be in the workforce, or even with a relationship or friendship. Okay, so just take it as it resonates for yourself. Okay, well, I've got my caller on the line. Have I got Bradley?
Yeah, this is Bradley.
Hi, how are you, Bradley?
Good.
That's good. How can I help you
How are you
today?
doing?
I'm good, thank you.
I just wanted to know about my job and my relationship and stuff. I don't know if I should keep pursuing it on the relationship part.
Okay.
It's been a real rough road.
Yeah. Okay. And with your work, what did you want to know about work?
Work, it's been up and down like a roller coaster too. It's just been rough all the way around. Like I get busy, I'm not busy. I own my own company, and it's just.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's see which one Spirit wants to tackle first. I am being told, look, in terms of the relationship, I do feel like you do want to have the security of, like a mature person and not be in the roller coaster of the relationship that you are in. Spirit are saying this is an unhappy home life at the moment. Okay. Look, I keep getting, I'm seeing that you're being resilient. I am seeing that there is ongoing battles, and I'm hearing like battle cries, like you're really weary from this relationship sort of right now. The Spirit is saying don't look back in anger and hold on to things that have been said or done. When we do this, we kind of feel like if we forgive somebody or let something go, we're letting them off the hook, but it's actually the opposite, okay? When you don't look back, don't hold on to things, show forgiveness, even if that person is in the wrong, you're actually setting yourself free where you can make clearer and better choices for yourself. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. I am also getting, there's a lot of Spirit are talking a lot about new beginnings for you and patience and finding balance. I don't know if your relationship, the problems are just because of work, but Spirit are saying you need to find balance between the two if you want to move forward. You do have to make this decision though, whether to leave this person behind or move forward. You are definitely at a stalemate with both your relationship and your work environments. You do need to embrace change here. I'm just gonna write down, get Spirit to point which one they want you to move on from. So just give me 1 sec. All right, they've directed me to job. So with your work environment, have you been thinking of leaving?
No, I haven't. I mean, I have been thinking about it at the same time, but I don't want to,
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Look, Spirit is saying, look at your options. They're not saying go without sort of like having something else to go to, but they're saying, if you're unhappy and your unhappiness continues, don't stay in an environment, like that. They're showing me your self-esteem sort of like really dropping. And it is a time for you to focus though on growth. All right. So this is like within yourself and having more confidence. They're also saying reach out for help if you need it, like where somebody might be able to give you some advice within the workplace of how you can do better or how you can make changes that might improve your situation. Okay. Things will move forward. I do feel like you're defending yourself constantly, but Spirit, like you have choices. You are not stuck in any way, but there is an illusion of that's playing out in your mind because you're not wanting to face either of these things, whether it's the relationship or with the work. But
excuse me, but once you make decisions, things are going to start moving very quickly for you. I do see you wanting to be, you know, like financially secure. You want independent wealth. I see that you want to be in a position where you can help others and have the means to do that. But you how you also been guided is to kind of look back also on your achievements with your work to see how far you've come, and so you don't feel like you're kind of chasing your tail, like a little bit, you know, like a dog going round and round, or a little mouse on a mouse wheel, you know, and that will give you some comfort to see how you've grown within the workplace. All right, they are saying to me that you can ask to see what else you can do, what you can do, you know, better to get ahead. I'm hearing like promotion, so I don't know if you want a promotion or put yourself in that position. But Spirit is saying if you want to move along those lines, you have to kind of like place yourself almost at a spot where you can say, okay, you know, I've done this, I've done that. What else can I do? How can I do better? But I am seeing your work environment up and down, up and down. I also feel in your relationship, I feel like this is like I almost want to tell your partner to just shush and stop talking. I don't know if they talk a lot to you or whatever, but you know, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, because I feel like I want to hang on to
some
my
off of the wall stuff, you know.
What's that, Bradley?
I said she said some off of the wall stuff.
Yeah.
You know, just the way she acts, she's just you know, she's secretive, I feel like, towards me about stuff, and then, you know, doesn't hold herself accountable when she does stuff wrong and try to grow for herself, you know, with our relationship.
Yeah.
You know, and I take full accountability for everything that I do, you know, but she doesn't.
Yeah. Look, I am sort of getting no love lost. Spirit is saying no love lost here. All right. I feel that, you know, she's reckless with your relationship. Okay. So, you know, I don't feel like you need both these problems right now. You need to pay attention to one more than the other and just see which one is affecting you. I think you need to go to the relationship first, and then your work environment will be a little bit easier to deal with as well. Does that make sense for you?
Relationship go?
Sorry?
Is that what you said? I missed what you said. Do you say let the relationship go?
Attend to your relationship first, and then that'll make your work life easier. Work out what you want to do with this relationship.
to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for Love Life with Katana Star. Katana Star. Live from katanastar.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Love Life on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hey everyone, how are we feeling? How are we doing? I hope everyone's well. You're watching Love Life. I'm Katie, and one of the favourite things to do in the world is read tarot cards, which I'm going to start with today by a collective message. Now, if you would like to book a private reading with me at the moment, the best place to do that is through Facebook. Just send me a direct message, as my online system is not working again. So, look, to be honest, I'm a bit over all the technical stuff with booking systems and all that whatnot, but the easiest way to get me is just to send me a message, a direct message. Oh, I've just had a flying card. Here we go. As I'm griping, out comes the Five of Swords. Okay, so I'm gonna take this as meaning it's meant to be for whoever's listening or watching. The Five of Swords is a card often to do, with internal or external conflicts, for that matter, where sometimes it's a matter of, you could have a difference of opinion with someone, or harsh words have been exchanged, and there's a bit of, I guess, a feeling of guilt associated with it afterwards. Like, you sort of have that feeling initially of winning at all costs, and you come away and you can often spend a lot of time dwelling over words that were said or things that have happened. And sometimes, it's just about a reminder that when we have conflicts in life, which happen every day, rather than responding in the heat of the moment, to sort of think sometimes about what we say before we lash out, or, especially when there's ego involved. But the Five of Swords, again, sometimes it can also mean conflict in social groups or the workplace. And, oh, hey, I've got Kimberly on the phone. How you doing, Kimberly?
I'm good. Thank you.
That's good. I was just explaining the general meaning of the Five of Swords, and it was funny because it ties into a little bit of the Five of Wands there, which is at the bottom of the deck when I stopped shuffling, which is all about conflict in groups and social groups and workplace and stuff like that. So that's interesting. Anyway, that was the collective message for those today. But, to just really stop and think before we speak sometimes, because often we can, regret it later. Now, Kimberly, what can I do for you?
I'm 65 years old, and I'm basically dating online, and I'm looking, to find a partner. And I broke up with somebody in January that I was very much in love with. And, I just said to him, don't contact me ever again. And of course, he has not contacted me since January. And I still think about him a lot, but I'm just wondering which road I should take. Some people say to me, "Oh, why don't you contact him?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not contacting him." Because if he really felt the way he should feel about me, I feel like he should have contacted me.
Exactly. You are worth so much more, Kimberly. I'll tell you that now. Do not contact him. He is not worthy of you. I tell you that now. But congratulations, being 65 and putting yourself out there again. That is awesome. Because so many people are in your boat. I've just dropped a couple of cards here, Kimberly. And it's getting that confidence up to put themselves out there again. Where do you meet people? Where do you go? But the thing with online dating is that I've found. I mean, I've only had minimal experience with it myself, probably about 10 years ago, but you get people, idiots everywhere. It doesn't matter where you meet them. You can meet them in a bar, you can meet them in a library, you can meet them in a cafe. You're gonna, it's kind of like sifting through the needle in the haystack there are decent people out there and there are decent partners out there just for exactly what you have to offer them as well. And that's what it comes back to, I think, Kimberly, is knowing your worth, knowing, well, what am I worthy of? You know, what can someone do for me? But look, I'll ask for some guidance in the cards, okay, and see what comes out for you. But definitely no, without even pulling cards, I would not be contacting that person from last January. No. you deserve it should just, you know, for me, I believe it should just be easy. It should be easy. You're going to meet somebody, I have no doubt about that. And even if it starts out just as a friendship, you know, where you've got this mutual rapport with somebody and you don't have to really try, it's just going to happen. I can already feel that now before I'm even asking me. But let's have a look here. Okay, you've got the Lovers.
Okay.
Bingo, the Lovers. The Lovers is the big arcana card, and this is literally about big life decisions, you know, in pursuing things like, you know, romance and really focusing also on your self-love too. This is a card that often comes out to remember to prioritize your needs and what is it that someone can offer me in a relationship, you know. And look here, I don't think there's an offer far away, because you've got the Knight of Cups, okay? The Knight of Cups has quite a younger kind of feeling to it, Kimberly, of, you know, the early stages when you first start to have all the giddy feelings and emotions and all that sort of stuff. And that's indicating to me that that's sort of, that's what you're seeking, okay? That's what you're seeking. You're seeking the giddy feelings, the warm fuzzies and all that sort of stuff, that kind of feeling that that we get when we tend to have the early stages of a relationship. You've got the Tower here, which is interesting because the Tower always happens. It's a little bit like, you know, a big unraveling or a big upheaval will happen to bring you back into alignment with something. Now, I'm feeling that by you having this experience with this person last year probably would represent a Tower moment, which is pushing you back on path to a point of alignment of where you should be. Now, be mindful, Kimberly, the Devil has come out. Now, that's telling me one of two things. It's telling me one of two things. Either you're feeling drawn to people who have, you know, issues with self-sabotaging and, you know, temptation and all that sort of stuff, because perhaps you feel that you want to help them and support them through that. That could even be something from the past that you've dealt with as well. The other thing with the Devil is it's a very lusty, tempting kind of energy as well. And I'm kind of getting this a little bit more, Kimberly. I'm feeling that the tarot is asking you to go within, okay, and really look at that first question that came up is, what can a partner offer me? Okay, so to do what's called, you know, a bit of shadow work where you can look at yourself, you know, the self-sabotaging and limiting thoughts and beliefs that we all have, and looking at that and really paying attention to what's going on for you inside on that level and that self-talk sort of stuff, and why you would be drawn back to wanting to contact this person from January. Is it because they ghosted you, or, you know, or is it literally because you really genuinely cared for them and believed in them? You know, and looking at questions like that, okay? And this is what's going to open up the door for your next partner, who, again, I don't believe is far off. What's holding you back, though, from meeting this person is it's a perception thing, okay? So the Eight of Swords, especially next to the Devil, okay, that would tell me, Kimberly, is that feeling of restriction, okay, comes to me. I believe this is coming back to your own inner, you know, thoughts and beliefs about what you're worthy of, what you're deserving of, and what it actually really is in a partner that you really, really want. I mean, with the guy from last year, was it the fact that the chemistry was there, and you know, yeah, and that's what you're seeking again, is that chemistry. But again, is it because of the fact that, he ghosted you, that sort of like a reverse psychology thing? Do you know what I mean? Did it make you want him more because of the fact that you couldn't have him? Whereas if things had have kept going and lasting, he probably really would have been quite damaging for you on a personal level. And look, his judgment.
He was.
Judgments here. This is quite a deep soul level kind of reading here. And I keep coming back to you, Kimberly. There is definitely, looking in the future, there is stability on the horizon. I've got the Four of Wands, and you've got the Knight of Pentacles. So this is going to be a real journey for you. In other words, the tarot is telling me that to do that inner work, yourself, really unpacking that stuff, it goes deep, and once you sort of really start to navigate through that, and especially being, with all that wisdom you've got and all that life experience that you've got, and and I'm guessing you're at a point in life now, Kimberly, where you just want to enjoy life with somebody, a partner, okay, and that's all there. All right, there's stability there. There's the Knight of Pentacles showing huge potential, the Page of Pentacles showing huge potential as well. Two really strong positive green lights there when it comes to somebody who you will meet who has been a hard worker in life, okay? They might even be a little bit younger than you, but that's okay. Age doesn't really matter. It's about connecting up here and connecting in here. They possibly, quite strongly, possibly could be an earth sign. All right. So you might be looking, if you're into astrology, you might be looking at somebody with the characteristics of a Capricorn or a Taurus or a Virgo, and they're all earth signs. And the reason I say that is because there's two pentacles here, the Page and the Knight, which is showing me that they're still on their own journey very much. But this is going to be a pragmatic relationship. This is going to be a relationship of strong foundation. It might not be all the, those giddy, fuzzy feelings initially that you get with those. Because sometimes they say when you get those feelings, run, because they're the ones that do, they're the partners that do the most damage and bring us undone. But you can have both. It's about having that balance. And there's the Six of Wands, okay? The Six of Wands is showing success, victory in a big fat yes for me, is that you will meet somebody. But in the meantime, in the interim, it's about doing that inner work, okay? That inner stuff. And I have a feeling you already know this anyway. And, with all the wisdom and knowledge and experience that you've had, here's the Queen of Swords. Oh, I've just given the prompt. We've got a couple of minutes left. I've got to get going in a sec, though. The Queen of Swords, she's somebody who thinks very much with her head rather than her heart, but she's also someone who articulates herself, quite with confidence and assertiveness. So somebody, I'm feeling, is going to be stimulating you on an intellectual level, and communication is just going to flow, okay, in your next partner. Now, I do have to get going, Kimberly. Stay positive, hun, and I'm wishing you all best for that. And, it's looking to me like that this will happen for you, okay? It's just working out those priorities as well. As for everyone else, thanks so much for watching and listening, and I will be back same time next week. I hope you all have a beautiful weekend. Thank you so much.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV and Lightning Television. Welcome. Time for Amanda Hall Psychic with Amanda Hall. Live from AmandaHallPsychic.com.au. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Or one of our websites, AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv. This is Amanda Hall Psych on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio here on Moonstruck TV with Amanda Hall Psychic. Well, it certainly is, 'tis the season to be jolly, is it not? We're into December. It's amazing. It's my favourite time of the year. I'm sort of a big kid at heart when it comes to Christmas and Santa Claus and all those wonderful things. But I think the most important thing for me is the fact that people sort of tend to be, besides being busy and stressed out with what they've got to do between now and Christmas Day, it's a magical time of the year. It's when people become a little bit more positive. They start to sort of spend a little bit of time with the people that matter to them. And I think that's the magic of Christmas. You know, for the little children, it's the wonderment of Santa Claus and the presents and what they're going to get under the tree. But for us grown-ups, it's more about spending time with the people that we care about, the people that we love, and sort of being thankful that we made another year. I think that's a big thing too, as you get past a certain age, to sort of turn around and say, well, I made it another year. So having said that, the Simply Tarot card of the week is one of my favourite cards. It's the Four of Pentacles. It's a really beautiful card in as much as it's money improvements. Now, who couldn't do with a few money improvements at this time of the year? There's more money coming your way. So it's a time there where we really sort of start to look for sort of maybe some ways that we can make a potentially a little bit more income than what we could, or, you know, maybe cut back on some of those prezzies that we were going to buy, set a budget and be realistic this year. And I think that's the major theme around the world. It doesn't matter how much money you've got, you know, set a budget, be realistic. Children don't need the most expensive gift under the tree. They just need to know that they're loved and something that they can get some pleasure out of. I was always big on buying educational things, that not only something that brought a smile to their face, but taught them something as well. So, you know, maybe there's lots of ideas. And, you know, people do appreciate a lovely homemade gift, you know, some nice sweet treats or cake or something like that, that shows them how much that you love them. So this is a really important card. Money improvements, more money coming your way, and maybe by sort of cutting the budget back a little bit on the Christmas spending. So, okay, astrologically, the sun obviously is in Sagittarius, which is magical. It's a magical time of the year. Happy birthday to all the fellow Sagittarians out there. It's our time to shine. It's our time to sort of really sort of ramp everything up and sort of be grateful that we were born under this most magnificent sign. Look, all the 12 signs are amazing, but Saggy obviously is my favourite. So we've got, you know, the sun in Sagittarius, which is obviously a fire sign. It's going to be a time where a lot of people are going to be, no matter what your star sign is, really thinking about what's coming next. What do I want to achieve for 2026? What did I achieve in 2025? Is there things that I can cross off the list that say, as I'm drawing to close of the end of the year, they're no longer important? Some of them may carry over for next year. A lot of people are questioning whether or not they're in the right job. Is this the right place for me? Do I want this moving forward? You know, is it time to look at sort of shaking things up, making some changes next year? So there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be questioning, even though it's a very, very busy time of the year. Now, at the moment, we have Venus, the planet of love and affection, is conjunct or holding hands the sun in Sagittarius. So this predominantly does affect the fire signs, which is Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, and the opposite sign of Gemini, but it will wash over the remaining 8 signs. So Venus here is saying, you know, like if you're really looking for love, make sure that you get out there and get part of the festivities, because the Sagittarian energy is about enjoying things, is about getting out, traveling, seeing new places, putting yourself out there, doing something different, the great outdoors, you know. And I know in the Northern Hemisphere where the weather's turning inclement and, you know, it's snowing and it's cold and miserable, you might not necessarily want to go to the park for a concert in the park unless you're really rugged up. But it's asking you to get out and go to places that maybe you normally wouldn't do, you know. And for those of you that might be traveling, this might be the perfect time that you end up sitting next to your future partner on the plane or on the train or on the bus. So just be open to sort of, love doesn't always come knocking on the door in the way that we think. Sometimes love comes in the most obscure, unusual sort of places, like standing in a queue to buy a present, you know, can be where you can meet the love of your life. So be open to new possibilities is what I'm suggesting. We have Mars, the planet of action, is also sitting in Sagittarius, is not holding hands or conjunct with the Sun or Venus. Mars is nearing the end of his cycle in Sagittarius, but Mars is asking us to sort of get up off the couch and do something constructive, do something different with our lives. He's the planet of action, but he's also the planet that sort of says, what have you achieved? You know, asking you to delve deep inside yourself and asking yourself, did I really put enough effort into that situation or that opportunity that I really wanted? And if it didn't happen, is it my fault? Is it because I did not put enough effort into it? Or was I really only thinking I wanted it? Maybe I had a better plan, or I found a better opportunity to throw my energies into. It's never about anything being right or wrong. It's about what felt right at the time and how much energy and effort we were prepared to put into something. And sometimes by doing that, we get shown that there's a better opportunity, or there's a better angle that we could be going for, or a better job that we could be applying for, but we wouldn't have known that had we not started the process of where we were. So don't ever look at things as being a waste of time or a mistake. We have the planet of communication. Mercury is still sitting in Scorpio. Now, my affectionate little saying here is having like eating razor blades for breakfast, because that's how sometimes when people who have Mercury and Scorpio in their chart can sometimes be that when they really want to get their point across, it is really cutting, it's really deep, it's really sort of no emotion, it's just in your face. So just be careful here, because this can wash over all the 12 signs. Be careful if you've got to have a really important conversation with someone, whether it's your boss or whether it's something on a personal level. Make sure that you put a little bit of sweetness in there. Don't go in there like the typical Mercury and Scorpio with, you know, having razor blades for breakfast and cutting somebody down to size, because that may not be the angle to get the best out of the conversation or the best out of the situation. If you go in there all guns are blazing, you immediately get somebody else's hackles up and get them, you know, that they're on the defensive. Where you come in a little bit more approachable, they sort of melt a little bit and listen more carefully to what you've got to say, and maybe a little bit more amenable to sort of accommodating what you're asking for, or the conversation will flow better because you've approached it in that sort of way. So I can't stress that enough, particularly as the year is so busy and we're all, you know, running hither and dither trying to get everything done. Just make sure that any conversation you're having, even with a shop clerk, is a pleasant one. You know, it's always nice to ask them how their day's been. You can't believe how incredibly busy they feel and how stressed out they feel. And then to have an angry customer or somebody that's rough with them doesn't make their day either. But if you smile and ask them, how's your day going? They can sort of relax and feel that they're doing something that's worthwhile and makes them feel that they are valued. And I think that's the important thing. We need to value people. So we have Saturn, the planet of discipline, is sitting in Pisces. He's just gone direct. Now, this is a good situation now because it means Saturn will sort of finally move out of Pisces and move into Aries fairly soon. So it's been a long haul for all the Pisceans, which is also affects the water signs, which is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio in the opposite sign of Virgo. They feel like they've been sort of sitting in a vice for some time now, for 2.5 years, that, you know, everything that they've gone to do has had a restriction or a limitation or has been doubly hard. And there hasn't been the momentum to sort of get things flowing in your life quite as easily as what there should have been. It's been a hard grind. But on the positive side, they have achieved so much in the time that Saturn's been sitting here. And I have lots of Pisces family and friends, and I've noticed that the maturing and growing, they haven't lost that innocence and they haven't lost that ability to sort of to be a little bit Peter Pan-y and not want to grow up. But at the same time, there's this hint of a real mature, grown-up sort of Pisces, which was sometimes, in some cases, a long time in coming. But it's a good thing because there's a really good balance there now. So if you know a Pisces, give them a bit of a hug and say, I'm really proud of you, because they really have done a lot of work on themselves. And also they've had Neptune, the planet of illusion and delusion, their own ruling planet has been there. So it's been a really difficult time, you know, with Saturn on one hand telling them to grow up and Neptune over here saying, well, you know, don't forget to be a bit playful, don't forget to be like a child, don't forget to have some fun, and sort of, you know, sort of questioning everything that Saturn was trying to teach them. So it's been a really difficult time for them. So, you know, they're coming out of the fog now. Both planets have gone direct, and it won't be long before they'll be moving into Aries, and it'll be their turn to have some fun with Neptune and Saturn. We have Uranus, the planet of sudden and unexpected things, is still retrograde, will be sitting retrograde until February 26th next year. And Saturn is still sitting, Saturn, Uranus is still sitting in Taurus. So the final sort of blowout there of the earth signs, where it's sort of finally still sort of shaking things up a little bit for Virgos, Tauruses, and Capricorns in the opposite sign of Scorpio. So if you're one of those signs, just be aware that there still could be some unpredictable, unexpected things sort of happening, but the energy is a little bit more subdued now until February 26th, till Uranus goes direct again. We also have Jupiter sitting in a retrograde position in Cancer again till February 26th. So this is affecting the water signs, which is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, and the opposite sign of Capricorn. So for people that are dealing with any cancers, it's going to be 1 step forward, 3 steps backwards, 2 steps forward, 6 steps backwards. They're really going to be looking as if they are more than ever walking sideways to go forward. I'm suggesting if you have a cancer person in your life, you're going to have to be really, really patient with them, because they're going to be a bit moody. They're going to be a little bit unpredictable. They're sort of trying to expand their world, but it's a big, scary world there for them. You know, they want change and they want expansion and they want opportunities, but at the same time, wake me up when it's all over. So that's not possible. They have to do the lessons, they have to do the work. So that's where we're going to leave the astrology section this week. We're going to talk with Lynn in Casaberry in Florida. Are you there, Lynn?
Yes, I am.
Hello,
Thank
Lynn.
you. Yes.
Yeah. Do you have a question I
Hello.
can answer for you, please, sweetie? Hi, Lynn. Have you got a question I can answer for you?
Yes, I do. Basically, I had a workman's comp case, and I've just had finalized. And because I'm under Medicare, they wanted me to put a portion in Medicare. And to be honest with you, I don't want to do that, because now they're saying, well, your lawyer's out of the case. You need to hire a new lawyer. And I'm like, well, that's going to be out of my pocket. And I think, no offense to the government, I think they're going above and beyond. And I'm wondering if I can just not follow through with them.
I think you've got to follow your instincts here. I mean, normally I don't tackle legal questions, Lynn, because, you know, legal questions are sort of something, unless you're properly trained in that area, a psychic doesn't have that expertise. But from everything that you've told me and shared with me, to me, this sort of feels like it's almost as if you've been victimized, you know, like, oh, well, why, you know, this didn't work, so go over here and do this. And that's not good.
Yep. My lawyer victimized me.
Yeah, and, you know, look, not all lawyers are, you know, do a perfect job. We know that. But, you know, in this instance, you know, they shouldn't have taken the case on unless they believed that they could follow through for you and get a good outcome. They should have been honest in the beginning, and that's wrong, isn't it? You know, they've left you out to dry. You know, I don't know whether getting another lawyer is necessarily, you know, besides the cost factor, you're starting all over again, aren't you?
Exactly, and it would be out of my pocket.
Yeah, and besides it coming out of your pocket, but I mean, you're starting all over again with a new lawyer, and you have to, you know, break them in and get them up to speed and whatever. Is there a chance that you can handle this on your own?
That's what my instincts are, is just to walk from all this and just deal with it by myself. And
look, I can't tell you what to do, but that to me feels right, Lynn. You know, it's sort of like you've gone so far. The lawyer's done you a bad turn, not a good turn. To engage somebody else, you know, yes, it's going to cost a bunch of money, but it's also going to cost a bunch of time too. And I'm sure you want this situation resolved as quickly as possible, do you not? You know, it's been dragging on for too long.
More money in his pocket. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been dragging on too long. There's got to be a resolution. There's got to be a settlement here, hasn't there? Look, if it was me, I'd be trying it on my own. If I didn't feel that, you know, I could handle it, if it got to a point that, you know, look, this is above your pay grade of what you can deal with, then engage a lawyer. But I think try it on yourself first and foremost. And if, you know, you can't deal with it, then okay, then you've got to bite the bullet and say, okay, this is going to cost me more money. I've got to get legal representation. But I think we can get this really sort of sorted out quite quickly, because I don't think all parties concerned want this to drag on. I think they all want to get to the table and negotiate and get it finalised and sorted out and out of the road.
Yes, that's true. Because the government or Medicare is giving me till the end of the year.
Right. Well, that's not very long. If you were to engage a new lawyer and try and get them up to speed and get them, motivated and moving along, that's not very long at all when you take out all the holidays.
Yeah, no,
That's
it would not
almost an
take place.
impossible task, isn't it?
It is. It is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, look, I think you can resolve this. I think you can do better yourself. I really do. You've got all the material that the lawyer worked with. Yeah, so that would be my suggestion then. And, I know you're strong enough to do this. You've come this far. So, let's see it through to the end.
Yes, I know you understand astrology. So, yeah, I kind of understand some of it too. And I know with Mercury retrograde, fortunately, we still have the shadow side till the 15th. So it's a little bit precarious yet.
Yeah, but Mercury's gone direct this week, so that's a bonus. It means now that things are going to start to become a lot clearer than what they were. If it had been last week, I'd be sort of saying, well, hang on a minute, let's, be a little bit more cautious here with Mercury retrograde because nobody's got their listening ears on. But Mercury has gone direct as of Monday, so it's still in the process of ramping back up to full speed, but it's certainly in your favor. And your thinking is very clear, and that's what you need to be reminding yourself is your thinking's clear. You didn't cause this problem. It's now time to get it resolved to the best of your ability.
Okay,
sweetie. So I hope that's helped you.
Yes, you did. Thank you, because I've been trying to figure out how to just to be honest with you, just ignore this. Because I'm over it.
Yeah, well, I can understand that, yes, because it's just all too difficult. But, there's finances at stake here, and it's what comes out of your pocket. So we need to minimise that as much as possible. We want as much as possible in your bank account, not anybody else's. You're the one that's gone through the ordeal. And that's why it's important that I think that, that you push forward with this now. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise your lawyer didn't do what they should have done. Sometimes the universe works in peculiar ways that we don't understand until we look back in the rear vision mirror and think, if that hadn't happened, we wouldn't have got this result. So, I'm looking at it on a positive.
I feel that way. I feel like if I go ahead and make a couple phone calls, I can just move forward and not have to deal with it anymore. Yeah. I've been feeling that.
Yeah, well, then follow your gut because, your own instincts are never wrong, Len. So, that's where we're going to leave it, sweetie, but I wish you well with it, and I know you're going to be successful. So we're going to talk with Kylie now in Scottdale in Pennsylvania. Are you there, Kylie?
I am.
Do you have a question I can answer for you, please, Kylie?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you have a question you'd like me to answer for you, sweetie?
Well, I am dealing with, I know this is so, I guess cliche, but my ex, well, no, I'm sorry, not my ex, my boyfriend currently, I do believe that he is like being promiscuous. I have caught him. I have investigated on my own. I feel like I have a very strong gut feeling. It never has led me wrong. And deep down in my heart, I do think he is. I wrote him a letter today. I'm pretty sure he read it. No response. We live together. So, I mean, we've lived together for 4 years. So I caught him on OnlyFans for 2 years. Spent a lot of money, like looking at other girls while like I'm here. And there's other like there's other reasons I think that.
Well, the first thing I want to say to you, Kylie, is never ignore your own gut feeling, your own instincts, because, there's a reason why this is sort of happening. If it was just a passing thought and it happened once or twice, I'd say that's not, let's not hit the panic button yet. But when your insides are screaming to you that there's something wrong, that you've got to pay attention, look at this, look at that, that's happening for a reason. And the fact that he can't be open and honest with you, I think is an even bigger red flag here because, he doesn't feel that he's done anything wrong. And that's the stupid part about it. In this day and age where people sort of don't probably really fully understand what it means to be cheating on someone. Cheating on someone, in my definition, in this modern world, is anybody that goes into a chat room or into some sort of text messaging or sort of, messaging backwards and forwards and things like that, having banter like that, to me is a form of cheating. They may not have had the physical bedroom activity that we used to associate with somebody having an affair, but they're having a cyber affair, which is the same thing, because it's taking energy away from you and the relationship. And, people sort of say, oh, but, I didn't do anything wrong. Well, I beg to differ. If you've got to venture outside and start talking to somebody else, whether it's in a chat room or it's over the cyber internet or over a video chat or whatever, it's the same as meeting somebody down the road at the coffee shop and having a cup of coffee with them and, against or not sharing with your partner that's what you're doing. That is a form of cheating. Look, we can all have friends of the opposite sex. I'm not saying we can't, but there's a line that you draw with that. And when you start sort of having to sort of want to be with that person or want to get online and talk to them or whatever, then it's no longer just a straight platonic friendship. There is an emotional connection there. Look, I think you've got some fairly big decisions to make here, Kylie, because I don't think he's being truthful with you. I don't think he's been truthful with you for a long time. And I'm not even sure that he's going to acknowledge what you're trying to share with him that is unacceptable. In his way of looking at things, he's done something wrong. And that's, where do you go from here? You're between a rock and a hard place. You've both got different boundaries. I'm sure if the situation was reversed and you were doing what he's doing to you, he'd be jumping up and down.
Oh,
but
it's absolutely double. Yeah, it's double standards.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
He's
But
admitted.
he wouldn't admit that.
He's admitted.
If you did something like that, that it wouldn't upset him. Of course it would. It is going to upset him. Look, there's no simple solution here, Kylie. I mean, you've got to follow your heart. I mean, if this is so unacceptable to you, which I believe it is, then you've got to make some choices for you. And I know it's not the easiest time of the year, but it's the time of the year when these sort of issues really come to the forefront, because we look at it and we think, I don't want to spend another year like this, like this is why it becomes so urgent. So, take your time. Don't be in too much of a hurry to try and sort this out yesterday, but, make sure that make sure when you do present it to him, you try and do it in a calm way and sort of say to him, this is not a new issue. I've been tracking this for some time. I hope you understand how much this has hurt me and how you would feel if you were in my situation. He's going to deny it. We know that. He's going to say you're overreacting, you're being silly, you're being a female, all the usual things, and you're not being any of those things. And that's why I want you to do it in a very calm, logical, practical sort of way, that when you try and present this information to him and sort of say, well, I don't know where we go from here because I don't feel I can trust you. And that's what it is. It comes back to a matter of trust. Your trust has been broken, regardless of whether or not he really has, in his eyes, broken your trust. He has, by talking to someone. And not just having a general conversation, an emotional conversation. And that's what it is. It's an emotional connection.
He's incapable of that, though. Like, he's admitted to the OnlyFans because I had the proof there. He's the type of person that unless you have the proof right in front of him, he will not. I've been I know narcissist is thrown out there so much these days, but I've been reading a lot. I listen to audibles, I should say. And it's just, I don't know. It just fits everything.
It's wrong.
I caught him on OnlyFans.
It's not how you want to live.
No. And every time I catch him, it's like, go ahead.
I was going to say, it doesn't matter how much you love him. This is like somebody tunneling underneath your relationship. Eventually it's going to sink, isn't it? You can't keep putting a lid on this or keep shoving it down in your throat when it's eating away at you. Every day it's like a little piece of your love that you had for him is disappearing out into the ether because he's not honouring you in the way that he should.
Right. And that is what I put in the letter. I put that if he put as much effort in to this relationship that he did on shipping packages and stocks on, because he's into Pokemon too. That's another thing I can't stand, because Pokemon, when you said chat rooms, yes, that has been another issue with him talking to females on that. And he wants to say it's only Pokemon, which I can't stand Pokemon. What grown man likes that shit? But however, to each their own. But yes, that's how I found the evidence of OnlyFans, was looking for Pokemon receipts, because he spends astronomical amounts on a lunch break on Pokemon, and I happened to come across a mail statement, and there was OnlyFans on there, and I'm talking like probably over a 2-year period, $4,000 on naked girls. That's like an, in fact, that's like a, it's like a, like I know he's embarrassed about it, but like, see, I'm different. Like, I'm open, you know what I mean? No matter, if I don't try to hide anything, I don't have anything to hide, well, I guess, but he is like, all of it's a secret. It's all a secret. And I just found last week that he was talking to girls again on, like, you know, this, he's like embarrassed. I bring it, he just can't, he never, I don't think he's ever said sorry. He never will admit to anything. And we've been together for 4 years.
No, because he doesn't believe he's doing the wrong thing. So therefore you don't admit to something if it's not wrong. So you've got some big decisions to make. I mean, you know, let's just wait and see what he does about the letter. I mean, the first thing I think he's going to do is ignore it. I don't think he's going to even acknowledge he's read it. Because then if he acknowledges he's read it, then he's got to take some sort of responsibility for what you've put in there and have a conversation, and he's not ready to do that yet. Look, sweetie, I just think, you know, over the next month, you've got some big decisions to make. Just follow your heart, do what feels right to you, and, you know, see where this takes you. And I wish you the very best. We have to finish it up there because we've come to the end of the show. Feel sorry for Kylie and her predicament, but sometimes these things are given to us so that we can sort of make choices and decisions for the future that we need to make for our higher self and the betterment of ourselves. We can't always keep shoving something down our throat. So anyway, on a lighter note, I always feature a song of the week as we come to the end of the show, and it's always been something that usually, you know, I either think about or it jumps out at me or whatever. As a last resort, I go through my song list. But at this time of the year, with Christmas being only weeks away, it's only fitting that we're going to start to sort of feature a Christmas carol each week. And each week it'll be random. It won't necessarily have any particular meaning why I've picked it. But this week's different because I'm going to be a little bit self-indulgent here and make a suggestion that you go away and wherever you get your music devices from, you know, wherever you stream your music from, and listen to this beautiful classic that I know my producer is going to be very happy about, which is Helen Reddy and Sleigh Ride. And I think it's one of the most beautiful renditions of this song, and she does a beautiful version of it. And I know he's going to be very happy, and I'm sure you will too when you listen to the beautiful voice of Helen Reddy, who was an Australian but spent many, many years in the US. And, you know, she just had an amazing voice that, you know, I don't think there'll ever be another lady on the planet that can sing like Helen Reddy does and do this song justice. So until next week, Sleigh Ride, let's get ready for Santa. Bye for now.
To A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network. and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for astrology and psychic readings with Lady D. Lady D. Live from LadyDPsychicParties.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Astrology and Psychic Reading on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi everybody, welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. I'm your host, Lady D. I hope you've all had an amazing week. So this week we do have the full moon that's in Gemini, which is happening today on the 5th of December. So it already happened at 10:14 a.m. That is my time in Sydney. So what we've got going on with this full moon, it is in Gemini, so it is about networking, learning, being social. It's also about communication as well. It is opposing Venus and Mars, so there could be some thinking about, there's something about finances here, relationships, because the other two planets in Sagittarius. It's definitely about being social, going out, having fun, but it's like you need your space. So it's not an energy to be trapped. It's energy to go out and having your freedom. You might be looking at wanting to research or learn something new today, or sorting out finances, or there could be some good news with a loved one that possibly could come up with that. But it's definitely about networking and being social and wanting to learn different things. So that's the energy of today with that full moon. We also got it coming up too. So tomorrow on the 6th of the 12th, we have Mars in Trident Chiron. So Mars in Trident Chiron might be motivating you to do something about something that's been really on your mind and really been making you feel like unsure or even unworthy, and that you're actually going to do something about it. Because Mars is about activation and going and actually doing something, motivation, right? Then on the 7th, we've got Mercury, which is going to be in tri to Jupiter. So with that, you might be hearing some good news. You might be thinking more positive as well. We do have Mercury in Scorpio. So could be some truth telling up or truth bombs coming out. And even with this full moon, it could be about speaking your truth coming out with that too, because it's all about communication. Also, so you might get some positive news with the aspect of it trying Jupiter. Also on the 8th, we've got Mercury then going to try into Saturn. So you might be hearing some good news. You've been having difficulty of late, of certain problems coming up. It could be you thinking about how to get out of some tight situations that have been coming up and sort of holding you back. Feeling positive about yourself too. On the 9th, we've got a square between Mars and Saturn that might make you feel a little bit frustration. You might be feeling like you're sort of held back a little bit, or just sort of frustrations. If a problem comes up and you're not really happy, it could be a bit of an explosion with that. On the 11th, we do have Mercury, which will be opposing Uranus. So that could be unexpected communication. So you might hear something, some unexpected news maybe coming up. It could be good or bad because it's an opposition. So we don't know. It could be something quite positive, but it could be not, because Uranus is unexpected and we don't know what you're going to get. And then also on the 11th, we've got, so it's a big week for Mercury. A lot of the aspects with Mercury. So a lot of it's about communication, how we feel and how we think. It will be in tri to Neptune. So it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be about talking your way out of situations, or really be able to see like who's pulling the wool over your eyes and who's sort of any scams coming up. Like it's giving you that intuition to deal with that. It also could be daydreaming as well with that transit. And then we've got Neptune on the 10th, which is going to be moving direct into Pisces. For the next month in January, it does go into Aries. It will be there for some time, another 14 years roughly. But it will be finishing up its time in Pisces now over the next month. And then, heading into a new era. So next year, we've got some planets moving into Aries like Saturn, Neptune, We've already got Chiron there too. So it'll be interesting sign for Aries coming up, especially for next year. So let's go to the caller. So we've got D, who's in Hamburg, who's in Wisconsin, in America. So hi, D, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm okay. How can I help you today?
I just would like to ask what's coming towards me in the near future or in the, like, I would say maybe in the next 6 months or something like that, the most.
What do you mean, what area? So what area are you looking at?
General, actually, either career or love, either one, but in general, I'm just wondering.
Okay, let's look at the work. Over the next 6 months. I just want to go to April, and I just feel like you're a little bit worried about something with the work. I feel like that there's changes coming in. I feel like that it's
Yeah.
like you don't want to, like, uncomfortable, like you don't want to move. If it's like AI, it could be like to be like AI, so robots. So it could be like AI that's coming in. What are you doing for work?
Well, I actually do house cleaning for work, but I also have a YouTube channel on my own that I do podcasts and stuff like that.
Okay. I feel like you need to make a decision, and this could be more with the cleaning job, on where you're going. I feel like that it's like it's not fitting in anymore. It's like it
Yeah.
doesn't fit. And I feel like you're finding it a bit boring. Like I feel like, yeah, I don't know if it's cash in hand, or I've kind of feel like we're cash in hand, or you're getting the money for it. But there's just too many things changing, and you're ready for the next step.
Yep.
Do you get paid for the podcasting? Is that, or that's something
No,
you're on the
not
side?
really at the
Okay.
moment.
I see, like, I know,
Am
I
I going to
see,
start getting paid?
like, I think it's a hobby, so it might be saying more a hobby. But I see a building, like, I see, like I see a building that has a revolving door. One, I forget don't know what it's called. The doors that go around, like in the city area. Uh, oh, are you looking to move like New York? I don't know where Wisconsin is. Is it near New York by any chance? I just see you like in a
No,
built-up area.
it's Midwest.
Oh, okay. I just see like you like in a city area, like and there's office, because I feel like it's like you're wasting your time with the cleaning, but you've got the brain to do something more. So I feel like you're having to make the decision to I don't say like go after your dreams, but I feel like there's more learning. But I get AI with you, and I get computer work with you as well, too. So I feel like there's a
Yeah.
big shift when it comes to work. I feel like you've got now to, I keep on getting Easter, so if I can get to Easter to start preparing, to start thinking. But I think you're going to be moving. I just see city area around you.
Okay, yeah. I have been thinking about that too.
Okay. And I feel like you will be happy. You'll be happy about it. With the podcasting, I feel like you need to like look at collaborating. And I feel like I don't know if like the podcast is going like so, but I feel like with you got to partner up with different people, but there's like got to be a shock value, or you'll talk about subjects that people don't usually talk about that are going to get them interested. I feel, but I just feel like that you need to like partner up with people to get further with that one as well. When it comes to your relationships, I see someone around you. So are you in a relationship at the moment? If I do see someone there, but you're like,
Yeah, I
you're
see
sort of,
someone.
but it's distance between, I see there's distance between. So I mean, like, I heard him say, I'm here. And then you were sort of a little bit, not like apart. It's like I'm standing on the fence with this. Like, you got to make your mind up. It's a him, or are we going to keep looking?
Well, we just started the relationship, so it's pretty new.
Okay. I feel like he's been waiting. So I don't know if it's been a long time for him to be before, with like in between partners. But I just see that he's been waiting.
This is someone new, someone different.
Well, I see this man wearing he's wearing jeans, he's wearing a shirt, he's got walking like joggers, like comfortable shoes on. I do feel like he's quite clean cut, short hair. And I do see you like enjoying his company and walking with him, like over the Christmas, New Year period. I feel like things are going smoothly, but you just got to decide whether or not are you all in, or where he's going to take you. I just feel like I don't know, it's like you who has to decide. 'Cause I feel like this guy's quite smitten with you. I feel like he's quite happy. Well, I feel like you might be still together in February, so I do feel like this could be something that turns into blossoms into something as well. I just feel like for you need someone who's constantly there, who's going to be there in your corner, who's going to be there. So I get 2 children with you as well. Do you have children?
I have a son.
Okay, so you just got one at the moment.
Well, the person that I'm seeing right now, he has 2 children.
Oh, okay, because I'm seeing 2 children. Look, he's happy. I feel like he's very he's sort of involved. I think they're kind of his world. I feel like with this relationship, you'll juggle a few things around, but I feel like once you're all in, you'll be in. And I just think this could be blossoming into something that's quite good as well. Do you have any questions?
No, actually, I think I got all my answers. Oh, so sorry, just one more question. You said move into the bigger city or something like that. When would be the best time around? Do you have any clue, or do you think you can give me any idea about it, or no?
I feel like it'll be around your work. I feel like once you make that decision with work, I feel like it's time to sort of go. I do feel like it's going to be next year. Might be around May when that happens.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
The reason why I said was it New York is because I could see a bull statue. I know there's a bull statue in New York, from what I've seen on TV. So, because I've never been to America, but I just feel like I just see tall buildings and they got the glass, the tall buildings that have the glass on them like that, but the revolving door. So
yeah, do you feel like it could be like New York really, or Chicago? Either one.
Yeah, either one. I was just seeing that. I just saw that statue of the bull, and I know that was New York. Only from what I see on TV, but there could be a statue of a prominent statue in Chicago. I've never been to Chicago. I've never been to America, so I'm not too sure. I just see.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Have a great night.
That's okay. Thank you. You too. So, guys, if you want to contact me for a reading, you can. My website is Lady D Psychic Parties, or my Facebook is also Lady D Psychic Parties. My Instagram is Lady D Psychic. My TikTok is Lady D Psychic, and as well as my YouTube is Lady D Psychic as well, where I do live readings every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Sydney time on my Facebook and YouTube. So, where you can go there to get more information on me as well. So thank you, and I'll see you same place, same time next week. So for me, have a good week. So bye for now.
Thanks for watching Moonstruck. And now back to A1R on the air. Psychic Talk Radio, now on Moonstruck TV. Enlightening television.
Hello everybody, and welcome to another week of Understanding Spirit. I'm your host, Mary. I hope you're all doing really well. Here in Melbourne, Australia, we are starting to get some beautiful weather.